So I'm quick. Sweet.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Cool. So a lot happened last time, as you all remember. You guys started off last session back at the house to recuperate and strategize your next move towards the stopping of Orion coming back. Vitra had a encounter with Sol during her between life moment, and he advised her of urgency, that he was coming back sooner than you guys thought. In hindsight, you realize that was because the soul had already been taken from the pyramids and was on its way. You all began to plan in the war room, mourning for Ombre in each of your own ways. Sage went to visit Zenro. Rain and Cora went up to the observatory to pray. Without any luck from Yavanna, Rain sent out her well wishes, but without any sort of response. Sage and Zenro pretty much vowed to kick some ass in the name of Ombre, and we'll get her back no matter what. And then Cora spoke for the first time with the deity. Well, first time she thought with the deity, which turned out to be an old childhood friend that had touched her as a child named Amara. Well, you didn't go into detail. Amara was actually Luna in disguise. The reason why she took a poltergeist / humanoid form was to remind and teach Cora of her role as the farrier, which through her age became more clear and now hopefully has a good understanding and grasp of what that means. Cora found out through talking to Luna that she has a specific set of skills where she is able to judge a person's life almost instantaneously after they've passed. She remembers things about Ombre that not even her own father knows, and was able to pass judgment in the light of Mercule, of 30 years of her soul being in contempt. However, it was promised after 30 years, her soul will return back to the material plane to live out her life. But that's not all that happened in the house. You guys did make the plan to hunt down the ship, really, because it was in Athena, and you knew that's where Lady Amalthea was because of the conversation that Wrath had with Orion the session prior. So you poofed your way onto the ship into the captain's quarters, went up to the top deck to see all of the Tiefling army tribe standing there in attention towards who seemed to be the captain, which you guys found out was actually Crater at the helm of the ship. This triggered Wrath to instantly start a delayed blast fireball behind him. Xeris, without any thought of what can be provoked, sprinted up at the stairs and got trapped in a force cage that was set as a trap for whoever went running up the stairs. Of course, it was Xeris. And the rest of you tried, I wouldn't say to negotiate, but tried to, honestly, after listening to it back, you guys were trying to instigate Bradbury into a fight. I listened to it back and I tried so many times to get out of fighting you guys. I was like, listen, I don't want no problems with you. I just want y'all to get out of my way. And you guys provoked that fight. So
First off, I asked lots of questions.
yeah, I'm not necessarily talking to you. I'm looking at these two ladies.
We can't get out of his way.
Y'all literally poofed onto the chair. Y'all weren't out of his way.
You both learned her secret and we're like, fuck it.
but all that aside, it was really cool to kind of see you guys like banter back and forth and learn that Bradbury, one of the first folks y'all met in this world, actually was tied to the ultimate bad guy plot of being the son of Amalthea and Orion, who's actually a prince of darkness. So you guys fought, blew up the ship at first with that blast fireball. I mean, all hail your savior Zinro for his 9th level dispel magic that got rid of Kratos' invulnerability.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Which without that being done, there is no more fight. Y'all would have died.
I remember that from the last time. Good job.
You all would have died, and we would have started the next campaign sooner. And with that, based off of a ridiculously strong sneak attack crit by Cora, killed Crater, slayed him. But through his remains of his broken body came climbing out Orion. Bradbury, on his turn, went over to his body, stabbed the corpse with the blade, and poured this liquid flame into the wound of the blade. And you saw his body start to crumble inside of itself and kind of crunchy and gross. And then flourish like a blooming flower out as this feathery, armored monster of a man, who Orion picked up Bradbury, flew up into the sky, like, because Bradbury was over him, so Bradbury had the staff. He picked up Bradbury, flew up into the sky, and just pointed down at you guys after taking a breath of fresh air and meteor stormed the boat. This did a tremendous amount of damage, not only to you all, but to the ship itself as it came plummeting to the ground after about 80 feet. This unfortunately took the lives of about 40 of the tieflings on board, as well as Zinro, Vitra, and Wrath, who Wrath is full gone, is not able to make any saves. These two still have saves to make. So there's dust, there's debris. The sky is kind of opaque due to all of the destruction around you. You see the four of you guys all see your 3 companions laid out, not moving. Xeris, you also see 3.5 dozen of your tribe. What do y'all do?
I'm gonna go to Zinra first.
Mhm.
Yeah, him up and move it.
Oh, Jesus.
Before you do that, I'm gonna have both of you make your first death save.
No.
5.
Who do you want to take, Zinra or Vitra? I'll go to Zinra, you go to Vitra.
17.
Cool. As long as it's not a negative, as long as it's not a 1, you're probably okay here.
Okay.
So 1 pass, 1 fail. Go ahead.
So I'll go to Zinra and I guess cast. Well, shit, because none of the shit really works on you.
You can cast I'll do CPR.
We'll do
On your body. That's like you have your 6 level spell.
It's magical healing.
Yeah. Oh, what? Oh,
And then I can cast your most gonna level 6 level spell.
oh, that's fine. Then I'll do heal on. So never mind. I'm gonna go to Vitra instead, and Rink's gonna cast Cure Wounds on Zimmer. So
Fourth level.
you'll get, Vitra, you're gonna get, 70 points.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You're back.
Thanks, dude.
You're not bad, eh?
Not bad.
Oh, was that the picture of Orion you put in the chat?
Thank you.
That is terrifying.
Yeah. She was showing me all the different like pieces that she put
It's
together.
amazing.
That's like 6 pictures that I pulled and.
All the
pieced together.
crimson sash coming up. I like that's epic.
Yeah, that was.
I also love. I know it wasn't your intention, but because it was like the stock image that you kind of took from. But it's a really cool imagery that there's like smoke underneath, but there's also the sunlight coming through at the top.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
It
like a
looks
cool.
sick as fuck.
Yeah.
Aesthetic,
I wanted
Also,
it
he's
to-
doing the like Doctor Strange thing with his finger.
Yeah.
I wanted it to look like the one that I did of Soul, so
Soul.
that you had the 2 with the wings and stuff.
Do you do it? She's doing it traditionally.
Did kill
You're not using a potion or anything,
No,
right?
I did kill
Yeah,
myself.
okay, magic skill. Yeah, how much was it? 25?
All right, Zenro's back up. He can't be healed by like potions and things like that. But
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Divine magic, what you guys do.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
great.
shield doesn't work on him.
So,
So,
okay, so these 2 are up. Now we need you.
We need him
to
to-
do that. You there.
What does Scrap's body look like?
Yeah,
Does
Oh,
Rat have
because
a
I
body?
was in the middle of where you put a meteor.
so his body is intact. He's not. His body's intact.
What does that mean?
Can't spoil that. His body is intact, however, definitely with broken bones. You see scratches, bleeding. One of his wings is like snapped. He's currently underneath. He's almost like Wizard of Oz level underneath rubble. All you see is his little feet sticking out the bottom.
These little sandals.
You see his socks roll up. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so Wrath isn't doing great.
So can I ask what's the scene? I mean, I know Wrath's not alive for Adam's visual. What does Athena look like at the moment? Because I'm assuming we're all on the ground.
Yeah, so great question. So you guys, if you remember, were floating over. It sounds really sad when I say it like this. You guys were floating over the orphanage.
Oh, that's fucked.
I said that in the beginning. I didn't know you guys were gonna bring back Orion.
If you think about it, every time we go to.
He is intent on killing these fucking kids.
Sure do.
I said you guys were over that because that's where the orphanage and where the Silent Shepherd's like house was at that bottom right.
You know, they might have heard the battle.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying there was kids in the building. I'm just saying that
They're on a field trip.
Because we should.
Remember that Coliseum, the one
She shepherds
watch
into
your
the
back.
next life.
Let's be real, okay? That boat was there. There were a bunch of tribe members on it. They're very loud and aggressive. The battle, that sounds they heard, probably normal for them. They're probably all dead.
no, there's not many corpses.
That aren't.
There's not many.
No, most of the city has been vacated, it seems. It's not, well, it's hard to tell right now because you're all in a state of shock, but
I just meant for like how.
yeah, no, so you guys fell and the ship was I've described it's massive, right? So it crushed like 3 of those buildings, and is now like the main hull is for the most part still somewhat intact, but it's
Okay.
been like,
It's laying on top of these houses.
oh yeah, it's like it's Titanic, like in the middle snapped, and then there's pieces all over.
Okay.
You guys see like riches and golds and cannonballs and chains all thrown around from the cargo hold.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
all the way, like almost all the way up to where the Coliseum is. Like it's
If I see a piece of gold, I just slowly start putting it in my pouch.
Priorities.
Not seemingly going out, but if I pass silent.
CPR. Oh.
Pretty much exactly.
So while they're doing that, I have a secondary mission on my brain.
So
yeah. I think I know what it is.
Boat. There were some family members that were kind of important here.
Yeah.
Can I try to find those?
Yeah, roll a investigation check. Thank goodness his daughter got kidnapped.
Thank God. Super excited that they didn't save her yet. That's gonna be a 19.
That's pretty good, Mitch.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys, as you start to kind of get your bearings and you look around, there's starting to become sort of a crowd of the tiefling barbarians kind of forming off to the edge, kind of on the outside of the rubble, and you see about a dozen of the survivors kind of running back in because there's a lot of the boat that's still in flames, on fire right now, so it's causing more smoke. But you see them running back in, grabbing someone and dragging them over to where the crowd is, and you see another one go and grab and bring him to where the crowd is.
So there's people in Athena still, like.
These are the barbarians.
Oh, okay.
They're because there was about 100 on the boat.
So these are the surviving barbarians grabbing other barbarians.
They're grabbing the survivors and the ones who didn't. Just
Okay.
grabbing all the bodies they can and getting them over to where they're all standing, which is probably about 60 to 80 feet from where, like, you guys were at the front of the ship. You do see your son as one of the people running in and grabbing and pulling people back. You kind of see him like trying to shepherd, right, to use that word, kind of shepherding people back and pulling them away from the rubble and destruction.
Once I got Zinro up, I probably would want to try and help a little bit.
Yeah,
that's
let's
what
get
we're
it.
doing. Okay, let's help. Start shoveling them out.
Dead bodies.
But I'm going to get Zinro up and then like, go to rack, get wrapped, and then probably take off to go help.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sage and help. I'm gonna do control one on them and
Oh,
put fire on them.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you're able to do that, no problem. Like,
I probably would have just been like, open eyes.
Welcome back.
Who else is down and how long has it been?
Just wrapped. It's been
straight to
maybe-
business.
Is it past a minute? Is it past a minute now?
Either way, you can bring it back,
Well,
but
no, I know,
it's
but I mean,
probably
what's spelling?
probably getting close. I mean, think about all this just happened, right? You guys, you died about 10 seconds later. The whole meteor storm, it all fell. So I mean, it's probably getting close. I'm not really going to be a stickler on
Is he
it.
visually seeable?
I mean, his feet are, unless you guys have removed all the rubble.
His feet, huh?
I mean, I don't know if you're dead yet, so I'll try casting Cure Wounds first. Just a little something to get him going.
Doesn't work.
No work, okay. Well, let's see. I think I had,
We're digging for bodies. Come on.
yeah, a raised edge. No, that takes an hour. Revivify, there we go. So yeah, I'll cast Revivify, it's in 1 minute, and crush a few diamonds up there.
Hey, home.
Get all the shit off of them real quick. I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. But, cause you're a different kind of person.
I also died to another
Yeah. So I do the same thing, I take the diamonds and I'll breathe on them, and kind of like, yeah.
It's just like they instantly start rotting.
But I'll-
It's green.
When I have a theme with my visuals, and like as I breathe, you don't see my breath, but all of a sudden like air kind of pushes into the diamonds and slowly kind of charcoals them as I kind of lay them on top of you. Hopefully, it'll bring you back, seeping that energy.
Have you guys gotten all the rubble off of him?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
Yeah, I was working on getting to the main part of it first.
Yeah, you bring it back, and then the rock crushes him back to death. And you're like, all right, well, that was.
I wouldn't be
I
doing
remember
this.
before he sold
I wouldn't be
it.
doing this at his feet. You're like, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a game of imaginary, and I haven't heard anyone say they took the rocks off of me.
Hey, she was trying.
I said that now, yeah.
Hi-ho.
Cool. So yeah, you see him, and he's just fucked up.
Missing limbs,
Not missing limbs, but definitely like,
broken.
I mean, they're hanging on by a thread.
I mean, I could cast Regenerate, but that would be much later.
Face looks like pugs and smushed in.
But I bring him back, and I know he's probably gonna be in that's enough pain.
Oh, yeah. He's gonna just wake up
Assuming it
screaming.
Cast Revivify.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get this. You see this like these dusty, eroded diamond particles kind of encoat you guys watch it like coat Wrath, and after a few moments, there's just like this like kind of warmth that comes back to his skin tone, and you hear.
Just pure.
I have 40 points left, or 45, whatever your total HP is. What's your, assuming it's over 90, right? I'll put all 45 of my divine heal.
Yeah, as he does that, you kind of feel like your wing like snap back together. Your arm like pops back into place. You're still pretty roughed up, but none of your limbs are not working anymore. You're functional.
I would have used animate dead, but I don't think you're quite ready yet.
And now that you're back and conscious, I need you to make a perception check.
And there he goes.
Five.
+4, so 9.
Okay.
That tracks for just, you know.
Well, God, I don't
Yeah.
know what I guess.
There's a lot going on. You just came back. It's really bright.
Passive's 18.
It's not for you though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying to see spirits and shit.
Actually, you know what? You're right there on him. I'll give you that. Yeah, your passive's 18.
No.
You see like next to Wrath, his beautiful wand snapped.
No.
Sucks.
I'll
So you didn't bring it today.
I'll slide of hand.
I did bring it today.
So I think that's gonna.
Oh, you didn't bring it today?
I have it.
Oh, I was gonna say that is so funny if you didn't bring it.
Never mind. He's sneaky.
And, well, and nah, I wouldn't take it. I don't think it's in there. I'll just be like, I don't know how to fix that, however, and point towards it.
It just kind of lays back down.
Oh,
I accept
no.
death now.
Fine, just put me back.
Can I pick it up? I'll take it. Thank you.
Just kind of rolls over.
His wings like wrap him up like a shoddy blanket.
Make yourself a wrath burrito.
Yeah. We're on the ground now, aren't we?
For now,
How many dead bodies are around us?
dozens.
Are there any near where, well, I guess I'm helping drag people out, so
We
how
should put
many
the dead
people are
bodies
we-
over there and the live bodies over there.
How many people are we dragging out of the boat? Like if I'm helping Jairus and
It's
his
about
son,
40.
there's four, okay. Well, if they're dead, I can't really do a whole lot, but for the ones that are injured or making their death saves, I guess I would do a mass cure wounds to try.
How many
to-
can you accommodate with
Let me
that?
check, I think it's 6 or 7, it's not all of them, but I think
So,
a few of them up.
You're helping Xeris kind of pull people back. Xeris, you do see Gaprin like pulling people out of the fire back over to where the rest of the group is. Do you go to help him, or what are you doing while she's about to heal?
While he's doing that, I'm gonna run to him and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, where's your mom, bro?" And
Bro!
very aggressively and distraughtly, of course.
Yeah, he's gonna look back up at you with like welted eyes and say, "I can't find her. I don't know, bro."
So at this point, I am going to run directly inside the boat. That is priority 1 at this point.
Mhm. Okay. Investigation check again. Trying to find the room.
3.
Do you want my help?
Yes. Aggressively.
Aggressively, yes.
I don't think she knows what she looks like. Cora joined in after you guys met with her at the.
Yeah, I can still try to help find you.
That's
I mean,
true.
how many female tribe members are going to be in here? You know, at this point.
Look for a female version.
I mean, I'm
I
sorry.
mean- I mean, a lot of this tribe is they're warriors, female or men. So I mean, they're pretty. I wouldn't say 50-50, but I mean, there's probably a good amount, probably like 10 or 15 out of the 100.
If you see a lady one, show me and I'll let you know. Okay.
Okay, let's go. Finding bodies.
It's got a dick. Leave it.
Yeah. So that was a 14.
This one's just a.
You're proficient though?
No.
Yeah, and yeah, so Cora goes running through, and you do see a couple of bodies. One of them looks like a younger, like maybe a young cub of a barbarian tiefling, and then like an older man. Neither one of them seem to be moving or breathing, but you don't see any female bodies at this point.
Hey, take the bodies. Yeah. I can't carry things.
Are you yelling at me to take the bodies?
Yeah, I can't carry it. You see these arms?
Okay. So I are they alive or dead? Are they like fully dead?
They don't seem to be breathing, but you're not one with the healing, so it's hard to tell.
So I will probably.
Right down the knees, Varys. We'll help.
Leave them.
We'll bring her back if we can.
Many diamonds do you have?
No,
Yeah.
not, well, yeah, I can't do that, but we can do heal wounds, so.
I'll try dragging their bodies out.
I'll keep digging for her specifically, because I'm a little selfish.
It's okay, I understand. It's your wife fish. Ex-wife?
One fish.
Wife fish, ex-wife? Does she love you anymore? You love her? I don't know.
So you keep digging, and eventually you guys pull out every body that you're able to find. You do not see Laronia's body.
It's very not good. Very not good. I know that you can see ghosts,
Yeah.
so I'm going to tell you to start looking for ghost and be like just in your face, screaming at you. You need to find her. She is the only one that matters right now.
Okay, calm down. I don't know if this will work. Never tried to actually do it. So give me some space. I'm trying here. Okay, ghosts. Ghosts. Ghosts.
Yeah, you hear the ringing collar of a ghost come trotting towards you. No, it doesn't work. Ghost.
Didn't even move.
Yep, unaffected. I thought she would be.
I did too, nothing.
She's out. Sorry. No, you don't see any ghosts by calling out to ghosts.
Not very good at this. I'm still learning. Okay, that's my harder. I like the silence treatment. What's her name?
Shit, I forgot. Hold on.
Laronia.
Laronia.
Laronia, that's right. Yeah.
Now we're seeing why we haven't rescued the daughter yet.
Laronia.
Still you don't get any response.
That's not a good sign.
You don't think
Maybe she's
there's,
alive. That's actually a really good sign.
you don't think there's any chance, they would have taken her? Do you?
I couldn't imagine that there'd be any reason for them to take her.
I mean, they haven't had a lot of reason for a lot of things they have done.
True.
I mean, technically, I haven't fought them in 3 fights, so you know.
That's true. I don't know, I mean, I can try, do I have any, what is that, a 5th level? Do I have any scry level yet?
What are you trying to do?
I was gonna maybe scry on her.
Hmm.
I have 1 5th level left if you want me to try and look for her. See where she is.
I would be happy about it, but that is a team decision.
I mean.
We'll do it.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and try and scry on her.
Screw other
See if
people.
I can find her.
Okay, 1 second.
Screw you.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
I'm a virgin. That's great. Cool.
How do you do it? How do you scry?
I'm gonna,
Scrap.
I'm gonna close my eyes, just kind of, I don't try very often, just kind of hold my hands to my temples and just like really concentrate on trying to get in and see where she's at, given all of the rubble and everything happening.
Yeah, so you start to scry and you start to get this like kind of low quality image of it kind of being a little hazy at first because you don't do this often, and then it starts to kind of come into focus. And you see a long table, and at one end you see Laronia in her leather kind of breastplate with her blades on her side, and she's just kind of sitting there with a cup of probably some sort of like mulled wine or spice wine and a plate full of meats and more meats.
Just meats happen.
And then across from the table, you see Amalthea also sitting there with her glass, her like crystal glass of wine and her like
That's my.
nice little salad.
I'm gonna do this for a bit.
Fuck.
You're not able to hear them in this instance, but you
Yeah.
see them kind of talking. It seems cordially. It doesn't seem like they're.
Does she
like-
look happy, friendly? Like, I know the last image we got of Amalthea, she was like telling someone off.
No, it doesn't look like that.
It doesn't, so it doesn't look
Looks like it did.
animated?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck. All right, I'm gonna open my eyes and look at Varys.
She's dead.
It seems I was right. It doesn't seem like she's hurt, but she's with Amalthea. Their feet hurt, they're at dinner or something?
Probably poisoned.
She has minutes.
Do we know where, like roughly, did it look familiar? Your view?
I did.
Oh.
You guys have sat at this table before.
Oh, it was in the house. It's in Amalthea's house.
We're surrounded by a bunch of wood.
Isn't Amalthea's house like down?
Yeah, it is.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
From the boat.
It's close by.
So I remember where that is, so I'm gonna just run that way.
Okay, Varys, maybe wait.
Right.
Yeah.
She's not in immediate danger. If you go, you will die. You have to give it a second. I'm not saying we're not going after her. I'm just saying, if you go now, you're going to die. You need to wait.
She might not be in danger.
She is sitting at a table with her, right? In this moment, she's safe.
I mean,
Let's
we've
get
sat
the
at
rest-
tables with her, okay?
Let's just get the rest of your people, as
Most
many
of
as
you
we
are
can,
still
up and
alive.
moving. Let's get them safe.
Well, Rathian begs to differ.
She didn't do this to us.
Hmm?
She didn't do this to us.
So.
Amalthea really
let's-
hasn't done shit to you guys
If from what I can tell, she's safe right now.
directly.
So maybe we can work on getting the rest of your people up and moving.
Despite my better judgment, I guess I'll start digging people out of here.
Angrily.
Most of the, like I said earlier, everyone's kind of dug out. You guys found everybody. Hannah, you're doing mass cure wounds.
So.
So
that's
how many
six.
total?
That's 12.
12. Okay,
Total.
go ahead.
Same thing.
People.
I'm gonna kind of cast it and my eye will glow again and I'll try and reach.
Are you just doing it on random people, or
No, I
are you
wanna
gonna
look for
like try to look for
ones
that-
pulses?
look for
and
ones
stuff?
that-
Yeah, the ones that are not dead obliterated, like.
Cool.
that I
So we'll
think
say
I
it
can
takes you a
reach
few
out.
minutes. Not a few minutes. We'll say it takes you a few moments while you kind of figure out which ones to do. And we'll say you don't have to roll for this because you're really just trying to stabilize. You're not actually giving them a lot of health here.
I do medicine with people, they can't help.
Wait, I have access to something.
You know what?
I don't know. You started to say words and they just stopped
Yeah.
coming out.
Hold on.
I have a.
I forget about this.
Okay, well then your 6 come back.
Okay,
Your 6 all inhale and come back up.
okay.
Yeah. I'm
I don't know what she's
proficient- No, I'm proficient in like the herbalism kit.
Uh huh. Yeah. So what are you trying to do? Feed them flowers?
No, it's medicine.
She's stabilizing them.
Yeah.
I'm just stabilizing. I forgot that.
So are you doing the mass cure wounds and then going to everyone individually and doing a medicine check?
That's what I want.
Yes.
Okay, so the 6 that you do the mass cure wounds all come back.
Okay.
So now there's 12 back of the 40. Okay, so there's 28 still down.
Let's go.
We'll say, just for the brevity of it, I rolled earlier and I said 75% were full dead. So we'll say 10 of those 28 can't be saved.
Okay.
The rest of them, we'll have you, all three of you who are trying to heal, roll a medicine check.
Okay.
And if the average of the three of you is over a 14, then they all come back.
Okay.
Maybe I
Is
should
this
have
too
known.
late to say I might have gotten involved?
Yeah, you can totally get involved.
Okay.
It'll still be the same thing.
She said maybe I should know.
Well, he's helping too, so that,
So I'm rolling.
Too.
I'm rolling now.
if Zaris is helping too, then the average will be down to a 12 because he's obviously a healer.
I have a 17.
Cool.
13.
Okay.
That's what the average.
24.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right. Are you
So-
hungry, Cora?
You got y'all did great.
Y'all did great.
I'm gonna remove my.
Yeah, so you guys average like 18 or 19 or something. So yeah, they all come back, except for those 10 that were unfortunately passed. So of the 100, only 10 actually died. You guys were able to save 30. And they're all up and they're, hugging their family members. And Zaris, you do see that Garen, who is one of your friends, like growing up, he's actually a healer. He was one that was down. He comes up and he starts like healing everyone else too. Not magically, because they don't do magic, obviously, but he's like doing the herbology and stuff like that.
He's got
kind
some
of like-
berries he's rubbing into wounds.
Yeah, he just found mud and he starts rubbing it on wounds and shit. But yeah.
Organizing the dead bodies and cleaning their bodies off.
That sounds like a farrier thing.
Organizing like from tall to short or
Cleaning them out,
Yeah.
cleaning their bodies off.
From dead to not dead,
Yeah.
No, like that scene in Game of Thrones after the Battle of Winterfell. Like they have all
Yeah.
the big pikes and like all the
It's a cool full circle because when we first met your character, she was doing the same thing. Yeah.
So
That's true.
now I'll be
And
coming
now-
to myself.
Yeah.
So you let you know
I'm
my.
gonna take a piece of the shit, like a piece of the wood.
You instantly get a splinter.
That's fine.
I'm just kidding.
And because I can't cast anything right now, so I'm gonna druid craft just a rudimentary wand
Mhm.
so that I can cast.
Yeah.
It won't have any bonuses. Just
You got like a Walmart bargain. bin.
Yeah.
You still have your other wand though, right?
I
The broke is that.
Oh, no, I mean, but you still had it.
She took it.
Okay.
But if it's broken, it can't cast. So
Not right now, yeah.
like I was thinking it was the same thing as like a book. So like each word the book it had, it's no longer my wizard's book. So
Right.
but I'm gonna craft.
it.
While I'm using it.
Yeah, Ron Weasley that shit. And then you'll be puking slugs.
Yeah. Teleport. Boom.
That would actually be hilarious. Like you have to roll it like a 25% chance of it backfiring on you every
Oh
time.
Lord, that's not good.
Oh my god, yes, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Final battle, you're like doing the like most impactful counter spell, like he's about to do some shit and you're like counter spell your own. Oh, man, that'd be great.
My own blade singing stops.
Okay, so the battlefield is not even a battlefield. The wreckage is being cleaned up right now. Cora's kind of taking care of the bodies. You're also being helped by a lot of the members of the tribe because they're very personal with their dead. So they're helping you. You're kind of learning from them their death rites, how they do passage. And like I said, kind of like that scene from Game of Thrones, if you guys remember, where each person has their own individual like fire made for them. And then you'll light them all at once eventually. But so you're starting to do that, taking their weapons and giving them to their family members because it seems like that's what they do. And yeah, so you're dealing with that. The rest of you guys, sup.
How crushed are these buildings? Like, what is the plan right now? I know we're all
Buildings
trying to fucking.
Smashed.
Well, our original plan was to get on the ship and here we are, so.
When you
I mean, are we trying to fix the
Stop
town
having
right now, or are we?
You said out loud that Amaltheus in the house.
Yeah.
She's like right there.
Yeah,
Obviously, she's not angry towards us at this moment
we just brought back her husband.
because she has succeeded in her plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She probably really.
How can we use this to our advantage?
I mean, I can't get a phone at the moment.
I can get us home. I have the ability to get us home if that's where we're wanting to go.
I
If we're
use
going,
the seventh level spell slot.
Yeah, you guys expended a lot of high level spells.
yeah, I still
I
have,
have a lot of my low levels, I don't have a lot of my high levels.
I still have,
Got quite a few ones.
I have
I have 5 ones, I got all my 2s and 3s.
I have a 6 and a 7, so I can get us home.
I have a 5, so I mean, I can fight, you have to kill the other. I can fight.
Fighting would be a rough go right now.
Do I still have my plate?
Mhm.
Okay, so make sure.
So if we wanna do that,
It's-
it's
yeah,
just, that's
please.
not gonna be,
I feel
it's not
like
gonna be good.
I think Xeris needs to find out what he needs from here, then we need to leave and let this place naturally fix itself. I mean, as long as I observe that we've.
Are we taking a short rest?
No, I snickered because I watch a lot of Game of Thrones, and the way you just said Xeris sounded like you said Viserys, and I was like, that would take a weird turn.
Are we taking a short rest, actually?
I would prefer a long rest.
I say that, it's not a.
Yeah.
Well, I
you
mean,
can pull
I
off
don't
a
think
long
we're,
rest.
well, we're kind of actively doing things over the course of an hour, unless you're just.
Can I take a short rest then?
Yeah,
If like,
If you want.
if they're doing stuff,
While
short
they're-
rest.
While
I thought
they're
we were
doing all the
taking
hard
short
work, if you want to take a break, yeah.
Just
Besides,
die.
We'll cut it some slack.
rest. So try to get my spell slots back.
So he did die, so.
Yeah. Who hasn't around here, you know?
I'm
Sure.
so you think.
Yeah,
we're-
what left?
We got done one.
Okay, so
I think Zenro is taking the cake for most
Oh,
deaths.
yeah, for sure.
He's been out the most, which is funny because he has like the most HP of everybody,
and the highest armor.
like even more than Xeris. Like he just has no
Yeah.
resistances, so he takes it all. And you're always the one that they target because you're always in the shit.
Yeah, because I'm a dead body anyways, I might as well get up there.
That's right.
I could stand in the back and just heal, maybe that seems kind of lame. I mean, it also sucks that this guy hasn't been involved in our last
I'm
3
gonna
fights.
roll.
Those are his choices.
Shit,
I
roll
would
it.
say one was my choice.
One, you overslept.
That's your choice.
That was the choice. Yeah, that was the one in context.
Two, you sucked at rolling. Gonna count that as your choice. And then 3, you ran into a force cage. Still your choice, you know?
Damn.
I mean, look,
Like,
Now look.
You rolled like me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so if, are we? I say we go home.
But
Okay.
on
We
the
have to go help.
on the bright side, Xeris, your son and wife are both alive.
very bright.
You get to thank this little guy for that.
That's what
'Cause this is a,
Okay, I mean,
this
what
is
is,
a
what
roll of
is he?
chance.
no, that's all, yeah, he just needed his wife and his son, so we're good.
Yeah, so we're good, you know that they're alive, so we can go home, right?
I mean, y'all can go home. I'll be
Not-
staying with the tribe to help still, but
Also, we hear a random big explosion down the
I'll stay with you.
How are we gonna get back?
Walk.
Case. I can't leave him. His wife.
And she's still doing all the body stuff. That's kind of like chorus thing.
It
Right?
is.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So I rolled hit dice. So.
How many? Like all of them? Yeah. What is it, a D6 for you?
Yeah, D6, so I healed 46 ones.
Okay.
And I gained back, I took back my level 7.
Nice,
instead
yeah,
of
keeping
other
it up.
ones. Yeah,
Ooh, good choice.
so I have that back.
Yeah,
That was the only
teleport,
one I was able to take.
You can do teleport again now, right?
But, okay, so I can't take any of my other spell slots back. but
All right.
take that one back.
Do you get spell slots for short rest?
He does.
You
Some
it's a
wizards
feature
can.
of wizards to take time to get first spell slot per level.
Just like warlocks. Warlocks could do the same shit.
Adam does, no one else.
You're not special.
No.
We are special. We are special.
Actually, turned to use like.
We hit a nerve from Rain.
We are special.
Well, your girl talked to me on the first try.
Not the first try. You tried so many times.
It's okay.
It was a running joke for 3 sessions that no god would talk to you.
I'm sorry, your mind is currently busy.
Well, yeah, okay, so we're hanging out. What's the plan after we rest?
Do you wanna go confront the old one?
The old one.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you were saying Orion. I was like, that's a cool name.
Or he would be the older one?
We have some plan.
He would be Papa.
I don't think we're gonna come out of that alive.
We're gonna die if you're gonna stay with you. It's just,
She's nice.
No.
I'm not. pushing
She's
it.
never-
maybe we could
It's
reason
not
with
so
her.
much.
She's
it's-
never attacked you
It's not
guys.
so much her, it's me I worry about.
She attacked Bentley, didn't she? One time? Were you trying to sneak in behind her?
He didn't attack. She didn't attack him.
Or,
She just held him up against the wall.
You could always be honest and ask her what her plans are now that her husband's back.
Yeah, we could try and reason with her.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Talk
not a
to her.
great, it's not a great plan, I wouldn't wanna do it, but. If we're determined on staying, we should always take the course that involves the least
I think-
likely chance of us dying.
If we can go into it with the goal to get Xeris's wife, ex-wife person out, baby mama,
Technically, there's no divorce rights, so we don't have to say ex-wife. It's okay.
All right, cool, just.
I mean,
like
I can
a
get her out of there.
Former partner.
I can get her out of the building, if we get to her, but it's not necessary.
Okay, well, if we go in with that goal, then that's not bad, but
Why is your wife there?
I'm a little worried that like she is not like fighting back to get away from Amalthea, like what did she look like she was trying to fight?
no, they were eating.
I would
She seems a
assume,
little too
Eating
comfy.
poison.
It seems,
A little too comfy.
it seems,
Amicable.
yeah,
she was willing to do a deal for the rest of her people with my daughter. My daughter out of the picture, she needs to secure her people's future.
So I'm sure she did a deal.
Does that sound like something she would have done, Zeris, in order to?
I mean, no. There's a very, very honorable woman who kicked me out of the tribe. Her love of her life because I decided to pick up one magic class. Very staunch in her ways.
okay.
So she wouldn't make a deal to save her tribe?
I mean, if the big powerful person that was protecting her was gone, maybe. But I can't imagine that she would have given anybody up for that protection.
I don't think she, yeah, I don't know.
I wasn't insinuating that she did the deal to give Ombre up, I'm saying without Ombre there, would she have taken a deal with somebody else in order to secure the future of her people?
I'm not a magic user, no.
Mafia doesn't have to show she's magic to show she's powerful, I don't think.
Someone that old probably doesn't need magic to be powerful.
At minimum, we can go find out why. I just need to stay quiet.
I like the speculating now. This is fun. They could be doing anything in there.
Yeah, she could definitely be held
They could be
hostage.
dating. She.
Okay, well,
This could be a first date.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
She
I
could be
mean, we're
held
gonna
hostage.
speculate, y'all.
We
It could
don't
go
know.
anywhere.
So.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I really
What's your
wanted to
favorite?
include at the very end of this campaign. A starstruck lover. It needed to be in there.
Special.
Just gonna leave Ryan.
A little meet cute, you know.
Okay, well, I guess if that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing.
Yep, let's go.
We're gonna go in without rest.
Yes.
Without resting, she said.
Yeah.
Say, are we sure we don't want to rest?
At the moment.
When we were short resting, but
Realistically, y'all would not rest. You'll go in
Yeah.
there. You're not gonna be like, she's over there. We're gonna rest.
you're
for
100%
hours.
right. Yeah.
I would've gone
Y'all
home.
might, but Zeros won't.
Yeah, I was about to say, I would have gone
There's
home.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
We saw the caves too, we find out why she went in the caves.
Still like that, you know.
I mean,
So
to
the
be
what?
fair, nothing really happened to Xeris.
The what?
The caves.
The caves.
In Athos.
Wasn't there a portal to here as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes,
yes.
Remember where it was?
it's in Athena, it's in the Pine Pits of Athena, it's the portal to the caves.
See, she listens. Yeah, it's in the fight.
We don't know where it is Athos,
It's right down somewhere.
It is
Yeah.
disguised though, so you'd have to find it.
Yeah.
We would be able to get home
Try to
pretty
string
easily.
around
Yeah, get
these-
home too, it's, yeah.
Right,
Getting
I
home
think
is
it's
not a
now.
problem.
That might need to be used as an emergency one, so.
How far away is the Pine Pits?
Oh, it's like right there. I mean, you guys crashed real close. You
Are there
crashed. You
like-
can walk in
Are there
distance.
like guards? I don't remember if there's been many guards. in the
So
camp.
yeah, now that everything's kind of settled down and literally the dust is cleared, you guys look around and there's like an empty town. So before, back when Wyam showed up and there was like a town square, everyone by the big tree,
It was bustling.
no one's here. This place seems to be deserted, or for some reason, everyone's gone.
Is there any bodies in the orphanage or like the other
No.
bodies we crashed in?
Thank God.
So, well, I mean more of like, so there was nobody here
There's
when
nobody
we were here? Okay.
This town had been vacated.
Yeah, so what are we doing?
So you're going to see him all here.
All right.
I don't like this.
Hire,
Are y'all gonna go grab you before y'all go in, or you just?
No, I really think Zara should go in first, though.
Yeah,
We can wait till you're done.
Yeah.
Well, I just need to know, because technically I don't know any of this.
it's you first, Nurse.
Let's go, Cora!
True, yeah.
Woohoo, where we going?
To face the old one.
Simra?
I'd be like, and no fireballs. We're here to talk.
I can still do 2 of those.
I'm advising you against it.
Yeah, no fireballs.
Oh yeah, y'all didn't tell her not to do anything dangerous or stupid.
That's what I'm telling her now.
Well, you just said no fireballs. There's a.
I meant to say, no fireball,
No.
nothing dangerous, do not do any spells. That counts for both of you.
I have his mom.
Unless it's to get us out and desperately use.
Uses both hands
I
and
have his
pieces.
mom. She's not.
I got his mom. Hey, hey.
I'm not sure that works.
Very dead, so.
I will keep my one at the ready for counter spells, but I
like-
won't do it again.
I like to
Yeah.
think she like waves it up and it's like crackly electricity a little bit. Like I have his wand. It's like.
I mean, Wrath is probably like,
Or it has like smokes.
The tip is
I want to.
So,
Okay.
he's not coming.
All right.
Darius is not coming.
No, he's coming.
Oh, I'm sure he's going.
He better be.
Yeah.
That's the only reason we're
I
staying.
thought at first we said not him. I was like, wait.
Oh, no.
I'll
That's
travel
the whole
behind,
reason
make
we're
sure
staying.
that
He
I
better be
see
going.
if
Y'all talk too much, let's go.
Yeah.
Nope.
Cool. So y'all walk your way. It takes you about 3 or 4 minutes to walk up the road because it is kind of far. Not too far. Takes you a
Oh
minute.
my God.
Hey,
Jesus.
hey,
sorry.
we're in the middle of a game.
That's our theme music.
So someone gets up ahead and starts recording a TikTok of you guys walking. Yeah, so you guys get to the house and I assume you don't knock. You just go in.
Yeah, so-
Yeah, so you
I'll
guys.
knock as the last person to go.
No
in.
door will ever stop me. It's okay.
Yeah, it's what it did. Don't expect
Yeah,
it.
that's what Grog
Cages,
used to think.
yes. Doors, no.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I think it's she told me to come here. I forgot
Yep.
about
Yeah, yeah.
Well, there you
Son of a bitch, you already have an invitation to this party.
go.
Yeah, you get up to the room and there's like a nameplate on one of the chairs. It says Wrath.
that. Where's he, guys?
Welcome, son.
And +6.
I was gonna
It's
say-
like, oh, that was weird.
I'll carve my name into my chair.
Cool. So you guys you've been here, right? So you already recognize the layout. You recognize the hallway to your left where you first found that deck that gave you wings. You see the big staircase up to her war room, her like meeting room where her office is kind of built into the back of. And then down here on this first floor, you see a few of the bedrooms and quarters that at one point you guys held Wyam in. And that
Yeah.
door has been fixed and replaced
yeah.
after it
So
was
long
very much destroyed during the first traveling to the Oniric Plain, which was cool.
Yeah, super
A
cool.
lot of memories here. A lot of memories in this house, actually.
Love this place.
Never
Seemed nice.
It's really great.
This is also where Freyr betrayed you guys. Yeah.
So,
Except
like, core memories.
Oh wait, Freyr doesn't exist thanks to Kree. Never mind.
Oh, right.
They still have it up.
We
No,
know.
they don't.
I thought you said that they did.
Yeah, I thought we had like dual memory, like we had both.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
So
wanted.
they remember.
Yeah,
Poor Ryan.
technically you shouldn't, but it would just be too confusing and we'd have to constantly be doing all that. So yeah.
Cool, I remember some of these things.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
You remember him not existing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you all get. Well, I kind of want to wait for Wrath.
If you will.
because
He's an integral part of this.
he is.
Yes, you're important.
Oh, they got Smash Bros.
Yes, we did. It's
I
really.
don't have Smash Bros.
Sounds good. Shit.
I guess so, getting smashed.
I guess so.
No, probably not, but still. Okay, so you guys, where are you going? I'm assuming upstairs, but I don't want
I haven't been here, so I'm really just following. at the moment?
I guess we're going to the dining room.
Zara, you're leaving.
They're not in the dining room, they're upstairs in the meeting room.
That's right, I'm sorry, the meeting room.
Yeah, Zara, you tell us where you wanna go, bud.
No, I've already left.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's already going up the stairs.
All
Alright,
right.
great, we're following Zara.
Y'all like stopped and went down memory lane. I was like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And I just kept going. So.
You were here earlier.
So yeah, you guys walk up the stairs. Zaris doesn't even slow, doesn't miss a beat, and he opens up the door up top at the head of the staircase, and you see the back of Laronia, and then across you see Amalthea sitting there. And as you bust through the door, I assume you don't open it politely. I assume
No,
you
not
bust-
even a little bit.
Once again, as I pass him, no.
But Zaris, as you bust through, immediately you notice Laronia kind of like go for her blade and turn quick out of instinct. And oddly enough, Amalthea does not seem surprised at all to see you. She's just sitting there with her wine.
Yeah, she
You
does.
bust through the door and she's like,
Just imagine that constant.
I fucking hate her.
There's food on the table, right?
I hate her.
there's a salad in front of Amalthea with her wine, and then there's the meat plate in front of Laronia. It's not like a hook level like platter of food all over where they're all like chowing down. It's just like their individual plates.
Hi, I'll go sit down next to Aronia. Can I have some?
She looks at you and doesn't recognize you. And if you try, like, do you try to reach for food?
No, I just asked politely.
Oh, she just kind of looks at you and doesn't respond. And then she looks back up at Amalthea, almost like what's going on? Like she doesn't know if she planned this, like trying to figure out. And then when she turns and sees Zaris, she kicks the chair back from her and like looks at him like intently for a moment, and then looks at the rest of you holding the blade, and then she sheathes the blade and runs and like jumps onto Zaris and gives him a hug.
Oh,
Sweet reunion.
love.
And
I'm
as she
gonna
hugs,
hug back.
as she hugs you, yeah, Zaris, as she hugs
No
you,
emotions.
as she hugs you, she whispers in your ear. This would be better if I could actually whisper, but you're in
You
San
can message
Antonio.
him.
No, it's fine. You guys can hear it. She whispers, "I did it. I'm gonna become the leader again. She's giving me the boat.
Oh,
We get to go free."
Yeah.
And then she like hops down from her hug and like sits back down at the table, and she like gestures friendly for everyone to sit down.
I'm not sitting down.
I'm
Amalthea on the
immediately
other,
gonna start swinging at Amalthea at this point.
Oh,
I'm, just
no.
gonna,
you're gonna do what?
Oh my
I'm
God,
gonna start
I'm
swinging at
leaving.
Amalthea at this point.
I'm leaving.
Well,
Blind
she's
range.
so it's a long table. So I'm saying it's like a
Well-
10-foot table. You would have to like run at her.
There is, no, if he starts swinging, I'm leaving.
You're just leaving.
Yes,
You think you're able to leave?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna let Amalthea know I ain't trying to fight her right now.
Right now.
So, Zaris,
I'm gonna start eating.
as you run and you go to slash at her, you see Amalthea doesn't even like try to move out of the way,
There's a blue dot there.
and you, with your giant axe through, and it just cuts right through the chair, and her image is just being projected there, and you see it kind of waver for a moment,
Okay,
and
good.
she's like, "Really?"
Okay. Then I will attempt to dispel the image. I have a dispel
thought-
magic 4. Level 4.
One second.
Seeing that, I'd like to make a perception check to see if there is a scribe word there.
Seeing that, I'll grab
One
her salad and start eating it.
Sounds fake too.
It is. It is. I mean, it's real, but it's being projected from somewhere
She didn't
else.
tell us she was a vegetarian the first time, so I mean she's freaking it, so. Got that.
Raph just sits at the table like a. Just like, all right.
Seeing like
So
the
you're
edge of
just
it getting
looking
short.
Yeah, just
I'm
not
not
sitting.
hungry.
I'm not sitting.
like a 4-year-old at a table.
Yeah.
It stays. The image stays there. And you like cut through and you're like trying to get rid of it, and she's like, "Just can't have civil conversations anymore, can you?" And she puts down the glass, and even though you now know it's all like an illusion, it still makes it as it sits down. And she stands up, kind of like pushes back the chair, but you see the chairs stay there. So it's kind of odd. She like pushes back the chair and she just like walks with her hands kind of like gripped behind her back. She's like, all of you here in Athena. You did good, Wrath.
What did I do?
Well, sweetheart, I asked you to come to vow your allegiance. You brought all your friends.
Oh, it's coming to talk.
Oh, I must have misread the situation then. What would you like to talk about?
I just died. So, yeah.
And how did that feel?
I'm assuming pain, power word kill doesn't really do, like, there's no pain, it's just death.
You didn't feel death. You saw the hand reach, and then you saw his lips move, and it was like in slow motion. It's like he said the word, and then you woke up to Zenro.
So I woke up more in pain than anything else. But do I remember, was there any like soul memories or anything?
Not for you.
Yeah. No, nope, just in pain. That was interesting.
Yes, of course, pain, but did you
I don't even
feel?
know that Ryan's back technically. What someone said it.
Did you feel anything?
Did I feel anything?
Hmm.
I felt the crater, is the name crater? Crater touched me, I mean, I had. I mean, I also hit him pretty hard. So
You see as you say that, you see her like eyes kind of like go up for a second, and then she almost like a computer like video that freezes. She just kind of like looks back at you. Interesting. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Has Orion spoken to you since?
Not since I prayed to you.
Hmm. Now, this is the first step to pray and pledge allegiance to the Lord.
Is that how that works? I'm not really sure how praying works.
But the rest of you, I am sensing, are not here to serve Lord Orion and myself. Sensing tension and anger.
You're sensing or you're seeing? I just broke your chair.
You're always angry. I'm more concerned with the individuals with complex emotions.
I'm just
Yeah.
angry.
I like it. I don't know where Zero is, but it's Zero. It's all right.
Oh, that's right. You don't know. You were
Yeah.
dead.
Orion.
Yes.
Oh.
Say it at the same time too.
Okay.
You did so good. All of you.
What would you do now that your husband's back? Would you rip this world apart?
I love this world. I think with him regaining his power, in time, the world shall flourish once more.
How much time?
It doesn't take him very long. He just needs to regain some of his old self. But tearing the world apart does me no good.
What do you mean when you say the world will flourish?
Right now, there's a balance of power, which on the surface sounds great, but unfortunately that means that individuals think that they are equal. This causes displays of might and war, trying to prove who's stronger, who's more powerful. We would just go back to developing a world where there's gods and men, and gods rule over men. It's peaceful, it's harmonious. Sometimes having a place is not a bad thing. But when men think they're equal, they fight. And when they fight, destruction happens. You can't fight gods. Not well.
So what are men expected to do in their place then?
Live their life happily. Without armies, without fighting and war. find love, have children, work as a merchant, find a skill or trade. There's just so much unnecessary hatred for one another, and it's all rooted in this false sense of strength. For example, the 7 of you, 8 including Laronia here, are all very strong individuals. You stand 0 chance against Orion, even in his crippled state. He is a god. Sol, he knew this. All of the gods knew this. And those bastards wanted nothing to do with you. They left. When's the last time a deity was spotted on this material plane, this world?
Yesterday.
And it was us. The ones who stayed to help you. Not them. They could care less if you live or die. Yet you serve them blindly regardless. My husband is back. He will regain his strength and he will destroy those false gods. And everyone will live happily.
Help is a strong word, considering the first act of violence you put against us was to take Sentry and Ombre.
Do you remember why I did this?
You could have just asked.
After multiple acts of violence against me. And my
We didn't
people.
attack you.
Ombre literally attacked me.
We did not.
She came into my home, but you're asking why I attacked Ombre and took her. She came into my home and slaughtered my men. Why is it wrong for me to retaliate, but you can do what you want? You just destroyed a ship, killing hundreds of people.
We
Well-
didn't destroy shit.
Only 10.
Well, you saved a few. But without regard for life, you showed up and started fighting, instigating. Why is it wrong that I retaliate when you do the same? Do you hold yourself to a higher standard? Because I do, which is why I'm not here killing you. Wouldn't be difficult, I imagine, in your weakened state. All I would have to do is make a quick conversation with my lord husband, and you would all be destroyed.
Where is he?
At the moment, enjoying life.
During this time, I was gonna walk up to where the projected image was. In the middle of the gap, so I was just gonna put my hand through it. And, yeah,
Excuse me.
but, in all your hubris, Mafia, you should know that your vision of utopia is foolish. For your utopia is not the same as another's. We find our strengths in conflict, us mortals and those who are strained by life. That's what makes us equal. Those in conflict who are successful, but not struggles internal and external.
Equality is a myth. My dear servant of a god. You should know, more than most of your friends, what it's like to be the liberty of a god.
We might not end it equally, but we should all have a chance.
You do. That's the problem. You all have this equality, this equal chance. And I just had to clean up one of your wars, another one, between 2 families that thought they were more powerful than the other. Why? Because of immortality of the elves? Because of the diversity of the humans? It's all the same. 3 generations from now, there'll be another new war fought over some newfound ore or oil. You were all the same. Unfortunately, you're all just too young to see it. But this cycle continues and continues. So we're going to stop it.
By continuing the cycle of violence and death. You're no different than we are. You're older and you use smarter words, but your intelligence hides your inability to see that your violence and you're forcing this change on people, this inability to see the light of humanity, or I don't know what the word would be, humanity.
Right.
You don't want to specifically make it gender.
Humanoid entity.
We knew what you were talking about.
Yeah.
We all raised an eyebrow all at once. It's like,
We understand what you mean, child, but we're not looking for violence. We understand that we are more powerful. We don't have to prove it.
Except
If
that you
violence is
do.
struck,
The fact
if
that
violence
you're
is struck, it's from you, not from us. We will just retaliate, smite you to the ground, and your children and their children and their children will follow in line.
yeah, that sounds like nonviolence.
We only have to hit you once for generations to learn.
And that's what everybody who murders says. Do you not see your own fallacies in your own arguments? Your intelligence does nothing but give you the idea that you're always right. When in this point, you're just as wrong as the rest of the waking world.
There's only one way to find out then, I guess. Why not? You've lived the last 2,000 years under this rule of these 2 families. This dichotomy of elven goodness and human creativity, both thinking that they're better than one another. So that hasn't been working. We've been at the brink of war for thousands of years and just finished a war, so why not let us try? Maybe you'd be surprised. Your people thrive on the ability to live on their own, be self-sufficient. The only reason any of this has affected your tribe, if I'm wrong, maybe my intelligence is getting in the way, as you say, but the only reason you're here, your tribe is here, put in danger, was because you nomadically put yourself in the middle of two battles. If those battles don't happen, then you're living harmoniously.
We had to defend ourselves long before being stuck there from the various issues of the world. Your history of our tribe leads to an idea of major events, but you don't remember the minor events that led to those events becoming a thing. Before that, we still had to defend ourselves from bandits and other people and monsters and beasts all of the time. Strength has always been at our forefront, not because we were fighting to defend ourselves from 2 war fronts, but because it has always been what's kept us alive. So threatening to take away the strength is the only thing that kept our tribe here this whole time.
I don't come from here, and obviously the other side of us doesn't come from here. But
The other side of us.
but I have watched this group for quite a while. They've done good things. They've done bad things.
Mhm.
I have done bad things. You have done bad things. Whether you view it in the light of good or bad, they're neither here nor there. But what I see a lot, especially in these 2 families, is greed. How do you plan to solve that? Why do you care? You're a god, you're so much more powerful. Why not? Why fight souls for us? You're friends. I tried talking to your side of these my fellows as well, but why do you care?
Yeah,
What's the point?
I also thought that.
I mean, is there something special about Do I know the world's name
What?
as Wrath, the name of this world?
Yeah, I mean, you've been around. It's
Okay.
Morrowgast, yeah.
No, no,
Well, Morrowgast is a continent, but like Alta is the name of the world. So
Okay.
Alta, like ALTA.
Why do you care about all that? I mean, again, no offense to mom and dad, but, or the other side of mom and dad. But he has a point, people have fought forever in the Feywild. People have fought forever here, you have fought with soul for. But it's always fighting, it's always greed. You say that whatever Ryan does, no part of that.
Or greedy in and of itself.
Because you can say that you're gonna get rid of soul, and you know what, I don't know if that'd be bad or good, I don't know. Well, what I've heard from him, what happened with his wife, it could be good. It also be bad, because you saved her, so I don't know. But you say you're gonna let people live happily, what if someone lives happily by killing children? There's a lot of holes in that thinking.
What would you do if you were running a, let's downscale? If you were running a city and you caught a thief or you caught a murderer, what would you do to discipline, to show them to learn from their mistakes, but also others around?
I don't know. I can honestly answer that as
Then how?
we, us, I, us. There's a part of me that feels, what do you think? I think that's the bigger side talking. But I don't know.
Now imagine that contemplation, that unknown, on a scale of an entire world. It's difficult to answer specific situations like that. If someone has the thrill of killing children, and that's what gives them happiness,
No,
then am I
maybe-
evil for taking away their happiness? Of
maybe-
course not. Because they're killing children. If you had children of your own, that would scar you to even think about. So the way I see
That's the
it,
question.
the way I see it is that if I'm able to create an environment that the idea, the fear of killing a child could mean living in eternity on the oniric plane with your flesh melting. Do you think anyone would even think about committing those crimes?
I mean, yeah, they would think about it, but whether they would do it or not, probably not. But isn't that kind of what we have now? Maybe I'm wrong for people who believe in gods. Is there not already divine punishment that happens?
That's exactly my point. Right now, your punishment is, we'll say, juvenile, to say the least, because there's no real fear. Oh no, you throw me in a jail cell, and I come back out 2 years later and commit the same atrocities.
Well, I mean, afterlife, like
After.
divine punishment. I'm not sure. Except I die, but it goes black. So, but like I like gestured as in like, does Mercule deal punishment? I don't know. Does Arlo?
As far as I know, Mercury.
You're God. I don't know that.
As far as I know, Mercury does not dole out punishment. He is not greedy. Does not require. I'm assuming that's you in person, not actually in the game.
No,
Or do you-
four.
As far as I know, he's not greedy.
Not so much of that.
He doesn't require things, he just does.
So
It just seems
to
like,
me, you ruling through fear, or soul ruling through fear,
it's the same.
it's the same to me.
How do you determine what's good and what's bad? Because what's good to one person is bad to another.
Reasonable.
You
I packed my lunch.
you develop law, and then you regulate the order, just as anyone.
But would your laws include things like you can't speak bad of Orion,
Yeah,
or can't you speak
what
bad of
happens to the people who don't follow Orion?
everyone believes in different things?
There's no way to not follow Orion when he is the
So you
ultimate power.
slaves,
no.
brainwashed.
So when we were all
No.
equally on our knees, we will be as one below you.
He gets it.
Brainwashed. I
Submission.
think,
Tyrannic. It's tyrannic.
we think, us, we think
Think
brainwashed.
that. So your way is the only way.
I mean, what's more to it?
If it works
Or maybe.
For you,
Oh, that's fine, yeah. that's-
for all of us.
It doesn't work for any of us who don't follow Orion.
Not now, but you will.
Why can't the same be said for you? Maybe not now, this conflict between different mortal beings. It doesn't work now for you, but maybe just wait longer and it will. Why can't the same be said for you?
Because I'm a god and you're not.
there it is too.
We have now grown happy with your complacentness.
Who would? You've lived on this life, on this planet for a century, if that.
17 years.
No wonder you're not complacent. You live for nothing. You die before your life even begins. Most of you.
But have you ever tasted that?
My husband has been dead for 3,000 years. Yes, I've tasted death.
You, not your husband.
I cannot.
I remember
Actually,
soul smacking me in the ear
That wasn't
and
you.
creating a link.
That wasn't you.
We, that's right, us, I remember that. But I mean, no disrespect, mother, us, from out the one, but I died, I was black, I don't remember anything. How we died, we died, I was black. Other people,
Another example of me tasting death. My children and creations have died around me for millennia.
now, I have no doubt that causes severe pain, as myself, but we don't know ourselves. But as a mother, I would imagine that was quite painful. But why would you cause that for other people, other mothers, other fathers, and other sons, daughters, everyone else?
Simply because they don't follow.
If you were to say, take over this world and give free will, right? Party it up, man, let's have fun. Different. But if everyone has to be on their knees to live, it's not what.
If everyone had this joyful free will you speak of,
Oh, not joyful, not at all. Don't confuse the two.
if everyone had this free will
They-
that you speak of, this entire land would be in flames within a decade.
Kind of is,
My exact point.
but they made that
Take
choice.
away-
Be the same with yours.
Yes.
Yeah,
You think people are just gonna take it? Are you that dense?
there will
Are
be.
you have you idealized this so hard that you don't realize that we're just 7 people that have decided to stop you because we're the 7 people that know? You might have told 13 other people, 50 other people. There's a short list. This world is bigger than that. The violence will never end, despite how powerful you are and how much you constantly beat the people down. It's going to continue to happen. New generations will come. People will be unhappy, as you are
Yeah.
currently unhappy. The only thing that stops it is death. It will continue to happen
I was
as
thinking.
generations go on.
Just kill them all.
Over and over and
Is
over
that
again.
is that your solution, Zeros? Kill them all so that they.
You might as well destroy the planet now. That's the only way to achieve your goal.
There will continue to be riots and rebellions.
We're
No
not
matter if
creatures.
Ryan is in power or not.
No, I like this idea. This it's just a nihilistic
Well, then you would have to
behavior.
restart, I guess.
And hope for the best.
You have to create a new
I have-
races.
I have plenty of time, don't I?
You do? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, imagine your existence with people who don't even say no.
Oh, isn't it
I think that
beautiful?
was what you want.
Wouldn't that
Exciting.
be amazing?
As you walk out and you see a bunch of blank canvases looking at you, no emotion, no feelings, no happenings. They sit, they eat, they shit, they die. Imagine. No free will. That's what you're creating. Enjoy it for the century that you enjoy it. But after that, you will get bored. You'll get complacent like you currently are. And you'll be right back where you started. Wanting change because you've ran out of something to do. You live far too long for this to matter. We die. At the end of this, I'm trying to extend my measly 100 years. But that's it. But for you, if you succeed, it's an endless torment of oblivion, of boring, of nothing different. The same thing, day in and day out.
So are you all proposing that now that my husband and I are back, we go off into the sunset and let you all kill each other?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
but also,
Sid, love,
one good question.
leave us alone.
Soul and his whole pantheon, those old people, right?
Just like spit.
Couldn't kill your husband because he's powerful. I get that, totally true. I didn't see what he did, but if they're equal power or somewhat equal power, how is Orion gonna kill Soul if he couldn't kill Orion?
You don't have
That makes
to,
sense.
you don't have to, you can't kill Soul. You can defeat him. Much like Orion was defeated thousands of years ago. You can destroy his being, destroy his ability to create change and chaos and lock him up.
You're saying you have a perfect way to lock him up so he never gets out?
No.
Oh.
But my husband does.
Worked out well for Sid.
Soul
Can
is
I
not,
ask what that method is?
Soul is not as powerful as Orion. He needed the help of all of the other gods and still barely was able to defeat him.
Well, did Orion need your help?
He forbade me from helping,
Okay.
which is why I'm alive.
Who's older? Orion or Soul?
They were created instantaneously.
At the same time? So, okay.
Smell the candles?
She's smelling Marco's ashes, actually.
Oh.
That's really sweet.
But yeah, man, I guess, we're, back to circle back, why do you care about this planet? Why not another one? Why not? If we're all doomed, and like you said, it does sound boring, not a lot. But, I mean, if we lose against you, we lose. How it goes? What, are you attached to this planet? Or?
You could say that, yes. Many of the gods created things on this planet. We shaped its mountains, we dug its oceans. So of course, I'm attached.
And
So-
now your greed is making you take it away from everybody else.
No,
You all created it together, but only Orion gets to rule over all of it. That's greed,
no, the other gods are welcome here. Olmo, Yavanna,
as long as they
Astra.
obey.
just don't fucking try to kill us. It's not a matter of obeying, they are our equals.
Oh, so the rest of us just need to be.
Right.
You are not
I
our
thought
equals.
equality was a myth.
Not
Didn't you say that?
between gods
Immortal.
and mortals.
She's clearly like I was being there, as long as everybody.
No.
knows it, please.
Maybe understands this, Beatrice being a bitch.
Oh, some of it.
Yeah.
So an easy example. Your bloodline. They think they're gods, but they're not. So they're easily able to be restrained. You see, very powerful. Your father Rumash, very powerful. Not even on the same level as Saul. Does that make sense about the equality and how you're nowhere close to us?
Right.
Right. But us other gods, between Soul and Luna, Yavanna, Ulma, Astra. All of these gods, we thought we had an arrangement, a plan. Sol didn't like Orion's vision and took it upon himself to parade the other gods, to corral them together, to fight and kill to the best of their abilities, Orion. We don't want that. But we can't have Sol, we can't trust him anymore. So we have no quarrels with fighting with you mortals. You can live your life. Just don't try to attack us, or we will smite you down.
It's interesting that you say that, as if you've completely forgotten that a mortal became a god. As if Elias never existed for you.
The half-breed, yes,
Oh.
we're aware.
You're equal. Interesting, huh? Weird that a mortal can go to those levels to gain that strength and that power, and yet at the same time you want to squanch the rest of them, and then call them half-breed, as if your superiority complex doesn't also breed a division and diversity.
It does. It absolutely breeds a diversity, and Elias is a half-breed. He's not a real god. He was a creation of Sol because he wanted more pets he could control.
Interesting that as one of your most powerful.
No, Orion is the one who whispered into Elias's ear to kill.
Okay.
Sol's the one who granted him
Okay,
into
okay.
Minas Calis, which is like the god place.
Okay. That makes sense.
Orion's the one who like whispered into Elias's ear to like kill, but he was the one who like,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry, back on track.
No,
Yeah,
it's
Sol just wants to know the
interesting.
path to control. Doesn't make him a god.
You breed your divinity as this instantaneous birth of something you don't understand, yet your divinity was easily passed to a mortal and has held that title to the point of being able to give his own power to others. You can shake your head all you want. It's what happened. It's the history of what happened.
It's power.
Yes, which is what you're using right now as an argument for your ability to be over us.
No, my child,
Power and immortality.
if I was using power right now, you'd all be dead. I'm using conversation.
You are, but you're leveraging power.
Struggle with, apparently. Always trying to start fights, which is my exact point.
Yes, as you have been combative. Your outcome does not help us. Your outcome does not help the people. It only helps yourself and your ideals.
So what are y'all's plans, I would ask?
Live life. Enjoy it.
I don't know. I mean, here, right now, what is your goal? Conversationally, speaking with me, what is your goal? Because right now, you're really just making me want to come in person and
Come
end you
then.
all. So you
End
don't
me
look-
now.
There is
Stop my
no,
suffering, my continual rage.
Be arranged.
Then come and be no better than the others.
I was gonna say, as a frame of reference, when his first rant happened, where he was talking about like, there'd be destruction, blah, blah, blah. I walked out of the room.
Why?
I left because my last thought in that room came off as what's we're all down on our knees. And then I heard her talking about, it was about the time that he was talking and she was like, imagine a world where everybody just obeyed and all that stuff. I was gonna go walking down, and if you guys were near a window, you would see me helping the dead people with the bodies and all that. I would have liked to know that conversation, just FYI. It's a friend.
Okay.
I think,
So what's y'all's plan? Obviously, he's an angry one, so I'd take his
Well,
word very limited. But the rest of you,
wanted to find his wife.
we wanted to get,
oh, this is his wife.
yes.
Oh, that's why you're so upset. I just thought you were another one of the savages, but you're. Oh, I didn't know you all arranged marriages. Livonia, is this correct? And you see her like look over at you and then look kind of down at her feet without looking at Amalfi and just like kind of nodding. Weird how he's not so angry anymore. You're not worried about you dying, but I could take the life of your wife here. That would shut you the fuck up, wouldn't it?
It definitely would not shut me up.
Hand raised, and Laronia like lifts up and kind of like Stranger Things style is like frozen. You just see her like focusing in. Say another word. You see her like, as she like squeezes in. And she drops, she just like drops her and she like,
We didn't come here to fight you.
are you sure?
Yes.
Are you very sure? The first act was.
I am
was
very
an act.
sure that we did not come to fight
Then
you.
get him the fuck out if you're ready to talk or you all leave.
Take the reins.
She's my guest. We
Can
were
I
still
ask
talking.
her if she wants to leave?
Of course, I can't
Right.
stop you from asking questions.
Yes. Veronia, would you like to leave with us and your husband?
Laronia like looks at you with like still capturing her breath and like you see like this rage start to fill her eyes. She's like, I need to get out of here. I need to leave.
Yeah, you can come with us.
And then Malthia's like, Romeo, our deal still stands. Your people are free.
There's a boat.
What's that?
So I don't think there's a boat.
Yeah, you don't know the details of the arrangement, but yeah, like she said, that's what she says as Laronia leaves. Now, Raph,
Roadhouse to eat meat.
he's actually gonna point out both of you two.
We've been eating.
He's like, Raph and the new girl.
Yeah.
Do you mind staying behind for just a moment? I'd like to speak with you both. Privately.
Will there be more food?
Absolutely.
I have to roll.
I'm not. There will be no harm, of course. Just a few moments to ask you some questions.
Definitely would have said.
Sage is gonna get in front of her and just be like, please,
Darling, we're not
please.
so dramatic all the time.
Crap.
Raph, in your head, you hear Amalfia's voice saying, I can fix your wound.
Oh.
Right.
I just need both of you to stay.
Just,
It's just a conversation.
it's not.
It's not, it'll be much more.
I mean, I can get her out of here. I'm a heart devil. If we're going from that route,
We can figure out the one. What are you thinking?
Here's the thing, if
I'm
you're
not- I'm
persuasion,
not-
I'm full on listen.
Oh, she said that in his head?
No, but to me, like,
Oh, right.
I rolled a four too, so you kind of persuaded me.
Right.
She's gonna,
Yeah.
Sage is gonna try and do everything she can. to keep
She's
her
gonna
from
kind of look at you and just kind of like look in and just kind of smile innocently, like almost like, listen, man.
but it's like a
And she's gonna roll persuasion.
For mom,
I'm
man.
gonna persuade.
I'm a mama.
Probably not.
I mean, she's gonna feel like
Was it 11?
Sage is going to probably try harder with Cora because she knows there's a connection there, so she's gonna try harder to get you out. But she's gonna be trying with you too.
I will make you this promise. That if anything goes wrong, she will get out.
Yeah.
I can promise that.
Sage is gonna walk out and punch a hole in the wall as she walks out. Fucking pissed. Fucking over it.
Amalfia, every time they're in my house.
I wanna see it say.
Every time they're in my house, they break something.
It's a
Yeah, I think she's fucking done.
So as the rest of you walk out, Laronia embraces Xeris and she's like, we're free.
You were always free. We were not on captivity on the boat.
We were owned by Ombre.
We were protected. Do you not understand what was happening on the ground? There was a war. Our tribe land was gone. The boat was your salvation, and you could have left at any moment.
Now the boat is ours. We don't have a captain. It's
There
our
is
own.
no boat. Her husband destroyed it with a bunch of meteors. Half of our tribe is dead, if not more.
Or 10.
Only 10 people.
Well, I'll pretend like it's a lot.
There's a lot of
I was
words.
trying to make her feel better.
Yeah.
I'm angry. What can I say? I'm gaslighting.
I didn't know any of this. I just knew that the lady captain, she was no longer with the ship, and Amalthea promised that we could have the boat and start our life elsewhere.
You can still start your life elsewhere, but Amalthea is not the answer. She is a liar and a cheat.
But she just gave us our freedom with no strings attached.
You had your freedom this whole time. It was just a choice.
I don't know why you're so insistent against her. She seems nice to us.
Yes, niceties
boat-
are fine.
If the boat wouldn't just destroyed, it would be ours.
She's sort of shaking her head.
She's just pissed.
But imagine not being able to make any other choices for yourself. You sit there all day, in and out, no battle, no reason to continue to the next day, no real love for anything. Because without the pain that you feel, without the choices that you make, there's nothing left. You become complacent and everything becomes mundane. That is her goal. That is what she wants. And that is the pain that I am trying to avoid. Imagine if when I took on my magical abilities, I didn't listen to the tribe when y'all told me to leave, when you all decided unanimously as a group that I did not belong. If I stayed and I forced you to stay with me through that entire time, that is what she is proposing.
Trey, make a persuasion roll with advantage. And I'm also going to give you inspiration for that speech. So you can use that.
That was a good analogy.
He's very upset.
He was making
He's
a
so
lot of
pissed.
sense.
He's so
and that's
pissed he
why
got
also
smart.
upset.
Chris got smart.
He raised himself into intellect. It's bullshit.
Yeah. I'm also pissed because he was making sense.
That's why she kept changing the subject.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to be a 17.
You're going to see her kind of like look away from you, like intentionally trying to avoid eye contact. And then you're going to say that last bit about what if I had forced you all to do that? And she's going to look back up at you, make eye contact, lean in close and say, "Then what do we do to stop it?" And then the rest of you guys walk away.
Before I walk out, I'm gonna touch Cora.
Gross.
Just like. I'm gonna cast protection.
Protection of energy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fire.
Trey, she said be careful, by the way. I know she's a mouse, but
Sorry. I was looking at. It's just in my head.
okay. So what does it look like?
It'll probably be green, like magic. And just be a very, where my hand is at, you'll see the magic go, and it'll go all through her body.
What is it?
It's a green.
Oh.
Green magic.
Get goosebumps.
I want to cast it on myself.
Yeah, it's like it has like this like mossy musk to it. Like it's just like you're inside of like a tree in a rainforest, and it's refreshing, but it's also like a little humid inside of this bubble because it's only usually for rain.
Well, people are leaving.
What's the damage type that you're
Fire.
fire?
So while people are leaving,
Mhm.
okay, she punched a hole in the wall, that moment of distraction. 'Cause I have my wand, not my broken wand, not my broken one I drew crap, it's like some new stuff. Under the table, I'll slide hand check it, I wanna cast contingency. That the first sign of hostility, she gets
Teleported?
dimension door
Oh, dimension door.
out. Well, teleport is my higher level. I can't
Right.
contingency something.
Yeah,
higher
you
than
can't seventh
contingency.
level contingency and
But dimension door her 500 feet straight out of nowhere.
yeah, I mean you can remember like where the boat was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there.
Okay.
I'm doing nothing.
Do you want me to slide a hand for that? Because I was trying to hide it. The
Um,
whole core purpose was to hide it from her.
yeah, you're gonna need to slide a hand because she's
Oh, that was good.
was it?
Natural 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is much better.
He's like,
Thank you.
"Dang."
She also rolled a natural 18.
Oh,
Oh.
Super intelligent.
It's a 30 for her. She has a plus 12. She's actually ironically not proficient in perception.
Really, all the things.
Would have been, I mean, core proficiency is probably higher than my stomach, which is so 23.
So she sees you like mouth because it's like verbal, right? So she sees you like mouth something and you don't notice that she sees you. But you come back in glowing a little bit like a little bit of a green. The door closes behind you and she's like,
I want food.
listen, I understand everyone's concerned. I just made a bunch of threats about killing people. You're both perfectly safe here. I just haven't had much experience with either of you in these forms.
We, us, part dragon, I think. I have memories of a dragon, but I don't have any claws. Oh,
I don't have claws,
No, you don't, dude.
palms.
You do. You have
I think
palms.
dragons have palms.
It's invigorating. My point is, I've known you both in the past, one way or another, and it doesn't need to be this destructive war. I'm not saying you have to join my side, but you both seem to know where you are and the people you're with. I understand that the perspective is that I'm terrible.
Subjectively.
Sure. But just as you have all as you have all justified your behaviors and actions, I'm sure if you took the time to ask me, I could justify a lot of mine.
Well,
Feel free,
that's
just
probably
justify away.
3,000 years later. No, I mean, you're probably entirely correct, mother of one person.
Your mom? Are you his mom?
I wish, but no.
Well, maybe it's just
I just helped the vision
I think
of
the
his.
cauldron might have been
creed.
my mom. Right.
Sorry.
Yeah,
She's Ruth.
that's true. You can justify how you like. I mean, justifications to each person are different.
Precisely.
Whether, you say Orion wants balance, and he wants,
He does not want balance.
or he wants the death of soul, or whatever he wants. So justification, he probably does have justification. His brother, if you consider them brothers, stabbed him in the back. Yes, but at the cost of the world. But to him, the more ants, there was gonna be ants. But you get enough ants together, they can be mean.
I guess a part of me doesn't understand why you're wasting your time with us. It's not us specifically, but the
That too.
races of this planet. Why not go up to the, godly area and just live your life without humanoids?
I bet you guys could throw some bangers at the party.
Why waste your time with
We
these?
Okay.
As I,
Bang, bang, bang.
as I mentioned, we all came together to create this world in our own way.
Sometimes
Almo.
creations need to be left.
Almo was in charge of the oceans and the tides, Luna, the stars, the pull of gravity, Sol, the sun, prosperity, Yavanna, the beautiful, lush flora all around the world. I was tasked with creating the race of men.
You are, Mom.
Out of character. Does Wrath remember that she spoke to Yavanna?
I don't know.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
I don't remember if Wrath was there for that.
Well, she told us.
I told that.
Was she the creator of men, or was she the creator of elves and forests and
She was the
animals?
creator
I
of-
thought she said that she was the creator of all living things, so man,
She created
elves.
the elves and the animals first.
And then she created men.
When she
Okay.
created men, that's when everything started.
But she
Okay.
did
So I
say
will
she
roll a
was
history check according
co-creator.
to see if I remember that, because I would not remember that.
She could have been a co-creator of these.
It's 14 plus 5, which is history. Now plus 9, so 24, 23?
For history?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember her saying that.
Okay. What about Yavanna then? Because we have a friend who spoke to a guy, who spoke to the telephone all the way down. That they created all men and living things and legitimate stuff. So, insight check, I guess.
Oh, don't tell me this shit.
There's no need for an inside check.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you can still roll to see if she's lying,
Yeah.
but she won't give an answer.
Keyleth is rolling well for me.
He's got the dice.
Insight 16.
Again, she's not really trying to hide her intentions here. She says, well, much like Sol and Orion were created simultaneously, Yavanna and I would be considered sisters in that right.
So you guys were part of the same domain.
Somewhat.
Does that mean everyone has like a counter sibling?
For the most part.
Who's Mercury's?
I don't think I want to tell you that.
Oh. That's lame. Okay.
If you don't know, then it's best they remain unknown.
Is that the one we had?
Yeah, her.
Who's almost?
Are you willing to reveal any of the ones? that-
Are you familiar with the god of the stars?
Yeah, no.
Her name is Astra. She's equally as powerful as Olmo, but she does not come down to this plane of existence very often, if ever.
Well, I appreciate your honesty.
Cause she's like in the stars.
I forgot what we were talking about.
Is she our mom? Is she not our mom?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Yavanna had skill in creating pure beings.
Hmm.
And I helped create the character of these beings.
Ooh, so you were the creator of motions,
And as you call, free will.
and now you want to retract.
I don't. But with time, you learn your own mistakes. And unfortunately, mankind is destructive. And I feel I've made a mistake.
I don't disagree with that.
So that's something that me and Yavanna, one of the few things we can agree on, is that I made that mistake. So to answer your question,
Free will, or by
by
the
making them
way of
destructive,
you made free will?
by making them greedy and sinful and destructive and violent,
So you would remove those aspects.
if I could, It's a little bigger than me at this
Sure.
point, but if I could go back and redo it, yes. But I wouldn't.
Okay, you say kind of passion and violence are part of the same goal.
No. I wouldn't. The
What do you want with us?
two of you, or you as a whole?
Both?
You as a whole.
Either or.
You all as a whole. I want you to live a fulfilling and thriving life with as little overhead as possible from myself and my husband. Just like you would living in any big city, you have city guard, you have laws, be the same way. You can still live a happy life even though you have rules and restrictions.
If you remove violence, what would you need to do?
Precisely. So precisely my point, I just cannot remove violence. I can't take away a trait that I've once given. Doesn't work like that. You can't uncreate.
So you would just give an overwhelming punishment.
At first, we just had this conversation. Please
No,
keep up,
I'm
Raph.
just clarifying for rats out of
What I want from the two of you is to really just be an advocate for Orion, myself, Bradbury.
It's your son's name.
Not the name I would have picked. That's a.
I think that's some name like Kelsey.
No. He picked his own name.
You want us to advocate for a group?
Yes. I'm not saying you have to love every decision we make and blindly follow us with hands praised, but don't get in our way. You all are very powerful in your own right, but that doesn't mean I want to see any of you hurt. I can promise you, both of you, my husband does not care. He will kill anyone in his way. I do. Me and Yavanna created everyone for this exact purpose, so that us gods can conflict, not you all. But he'll be back in full force soon.
How did you get this all out of the pyramid?
Curious, aren't you? Why don't I do this?
Are
Why don't I do this? And she's gonna look at Cora and be like, do you mind if I see that wand?
Do you care?
like my one.
Okay. There you go.
And she'll kind of like raise her hand out like she did earlier and just hold the two pieces of the wand together. And she's gonna just, and you see like that electricity kind of like arc between the two pieces and they start to like come back and form. And you see this like, this purple energy kind of go throughout and then it flashes like bright red at the tip and then throughout the whole thing. And then it looks like this all black obsidian wand, almost like dragon scale, like an entire wand made of that. And you just see this like purple like streak of lightning go through it every little while.
That's better. I mean, that's better.
And she's like, it's a shame to see such a beautiful attuned instrument go to waste.
He's like just drooling on it, like I don't know if it's still in her hands or
No, it never in her hands. It was floating right in front of you guys.
you can have this one and just think
And you feel,
one we made from the ship.
Wow, pretty dragons.
and you just feel like the immense magic energy in this wand. You're like, oh wow.
That is quite impressive.
Can you make dragon scale?
I've done it once.
Why do you want dragon scale?
So you didn't answer either. That I appreciate the wand, but you totally skipped over my question.
It's not that I want dragon scale. It's more that I don't want others to have it.
Why? You just gave it to him.
He's one of us.
What can it do?
He's got the horn up.
Come on,
He's one of us.
Yeah, what does it do exactly?
Does nothing when you do that.
Where's the roof off the place? Everybody's found.
Like a different spell every time. It is his way of producing magic.
No, I mean for you.
Oh, it
Thank
does
you.
nothing for me. That's why I said it's not that I want it. I just don't want others to have it.
So let's keep going with the question.
That's why I sent Bradbury to get that chest years ago.
They don't want others to have it because it makes them more powerful.
You have to really know how to harness it for it to really benefit you.
Is there anyone that does know how to do it?
I've only known of one. We have our eyes on him, but he helped finish this wall. I wouldn't consider him an enemy, so I don't think you guys have to go and kill him. But I also don't.
What I was asking.
I don't see him as much of an ally either. So
He's with him.
Circling back,
hmm.
pyramid, soul.
Listen, I really appreciate you guys staying back. And as promised, no harm will come to you.
Real quick though,
You're free to leave.
how do you know me?
You're the farrier, aren't you?
Well, I just found that out myself, so I don't know how you know that.
You don't see them.
That's you.
Not right now. But she's asking you, you don't see them. Like, you know what she means when she says that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do. Do you?
All the time.
Oh. First. Do you know how to
Not for
call
me.
them?
I do.
How?
She's gonna like float over you. She's still a major image, so she's just gonna like
Yeah.
float over there to you. And she's gonna say, kind of softly, but I'll say it loud for the microphone. You have to believe that you can help them, or they will not show themselves to you. If you feel that you're prepared to help, they will show themselves.
Emotional attachment.
I see them everywhere. As your friends asked earlier, do I know the taste of death? And I do. I see all of my children that have died. What was that?
She tossed a pretzel.
Oh.
It was good.
But I think it's time you meet back up with your friends.
Okay,
Hopefully,
can I take some food with me?
what?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, honestly, what?
Can I take some food with me?
Oh, sure. Okay. Hopefully the next time we see each other, we'll be in the flesh and amicable.
Okay. I'm not as confrontational as my friends.
I can't promise anything. I'm going with the flow, and I appreciate your mom. You
I'd be
know,
ashamed if that wand ended up in the wrong hands.
it really would. It really would. But, you know.
Don't take it.
There's always like, there's a lot to think about. You propose a change to society. I don't remember anything about Feywild though. You propose a change to society, and I've watched them for quite a while. Probably not one of you because you're old, but is it
Come see.
I'm sorry.
I think God's gonna roll.
It looks
She looks
beautiful.
great for her age.
Some call me ancient.
It's like a fine wine.
And
And she's drinking the
you know, I
wine.
don't know if your society is better than this one. I do know that my friends have saved my life, brought me back from the dead. They are the merit to be heard as well. I know that whatever inside of me or this thing, is comes from you. So you deserve the merit to be heard as well.
Can you make me a god?
No.
Oh.
But yeah, so. I don't know, it takes some thinking. But I can promise I will think about it.
This is such a weird thing to ask in the middle of that conversation. It just threw me off so bad. You make me a god.
That's the point of our characters.
Well, I don't know if you remember earlier, but I don't subscribe to the opinion that mortals can become gods.
I mean, I did.
Is it, what makes the god? Is it just divine power? Or is it a level of different power?
It's
like leave.
conversation that she controlled, and I can just like feel Malthy being like, God fucking damn it.
Why did I ask him to stay?
I really chose the wrong two to stay by.
It's okay, they feel the same about us all the time.
God, what a silence of creature.
I'm also quite a flavorful wine myself.
She's gonna kind of smile and like nod her head again, avoiding the question, and just kind of walking over to the door, just waving her hand. The door opens and she says, "Like I said, you must be getting back with your food."
Food in my bag.
As I walk out, but is it like a level? Is it like a certain grade point? Like until she closes the door behind us,
You're just like, no, no, no,
just like rattling questions off at her of what a god
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, the door shuts with a little more oomph.
Bye, Mom!
Slight slam.
Bye, Mom.
Bye.
Mom likes that.
So you guys leave the room, and the rest of you guys, I assume you're probably at like the bottom of the stairs,
Yeah,
probably
like
too
in
far.
the-
Oh,
Like
no,
foyer.
Sage left.
Wait.
She went to go, she's gonna go help Xeris, like.
Oh,
no,
at the
she's-
boat. Okay.
Yeah, she.
I thought you meant like left, like Athena.
Athena.
Like,
No, I was like,
you went back to
She
the
just took off and flew. Just
Yeah.
see ya.
She's gone. No, she's not waiting around. So.
So what do you mean?
Might not have this conversation right next to the door. Please sit down. Can I start looking around the house, because I've never been here?
Oh, inside her house?
Yeah, I've never been here, all y'all have, but I haven't.
If you want, yeah. Go
Yeah.
exploring.
I'll explore the hell out of this house.
Well, I will walk around with her as she does that, just to keep her safe, and then I will cast Identify on the wand. Not using the wand.
Yeah, let's make sure that
Rand's not dumb. Crazy.
What do you gain from identify? Like, what do I have to tell you?
Okay, it tells me basically what it does, what spell of enchantment is on it.
There's no enchantment.
Or it's like,
So she can
Okay,
still
we-
say, I heard you.
or it has like a purple scrying spell.
Yeah.
Because what was the stats of your last one?
It was a wand of Warcaster, it was a +2.
Okay.
And I had a feature. If there's an item or magic, you can learn its properties, how to use it, what it requires attunement, how many charges, what spells are affecting them, and what they are. If it was created by a spell, and what spell created it.
So it's not created by a spell, it was created by like divine energy.
That's right.
You do essentially it's because it still used the last one, so it's still the same wand
Okay.
but instead of it being a +2, it's a +4.
Ooh.
It's like a god tier item.
Okay.
They can do you.
Yeah.
Fuck, I should have given her my sword.
That makes sense.
But you do feel the imprint of Amalthea in the, like whenever you do the identify, like it's almost like you see like the artist like
She wrote
like,
it.
yeah, like
Like
signature on
her
it.
divine energy is in it.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's really cool looking.
Yeah.
You can like design how you want it to look.
Yeah, no, I'll think about it. I was putting it up right now. I'll keep my other one out because I'll have to read
Hey, you
into
gave
it.
it to me, you can't take it back.
No, you took it off the ground. You stole it, remember? You slide a hand
No,
into
he
it.
gave me the,
No, oh yeah, no, I gave her the one I drew and crafted.
Oh, yeah, the little wood guy.
There you go.
Here you go, here you go.
There you go.
that one?
No,
No, that one.
no.
Or that one. Oh, yeah, that one. So yeah, I'm gonna wander around. Anything unusual I see this time?
Yes. Just kidding. It's a,
Is there anybody left in the house?
no, it's like an empty house.
No more desks or anything like that with her paperwork or anything on it?
Raph?
No, that would be upstairs. Like, so that room you guys were in, there's like a door behind her where she was sitting that leads to her office. That's where like she had the conversation with Freyer, like way back in the day.
Yeah.
Like that's like her office.
Can you go back in there and see if she's still in there?
Go upstairs?
Go back into the room,
Why are you?
she closed.
in the room?
Yeah, you can.
Is she still in there?
No. Her image disappeared.
She walked, I closed the door for her.
But yeah, I wanna go in that prayer room.
So this is kind of a throwback, but if you guys remember that it is a room back there.
Yeah.
But if you remember, she stone shaped the door, so you don't know it's there. Like I'm telling Tristan, but like when you look at it, it
That's
just
what I
looks
was
like a
like,
wall.
God damn it,
But
Raph
she-
doesn't know there's a room there.
But she like stone crafts it and like opens the door to it, and that's how she gets to her office.
Right.
But that was like a throwback to a
Yeah,
long
we
time
wouldn't know
ago.
that it's
No
there, 'cause
way.
it just looks like a wall.
Yeah, Cor would know. I mean, they may have known. I don't know if you guys ever went back there either. It was really just Freyer.
Silas tried to get into it.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you tried to break
We
it.
knew it was there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you guys
We
tried
tried to get
to.
into it and I thought.
You ended up like going to the Oneida.
Yeah, I tried.
Because you used the same signals that you
Yep.
found on the ground.
Silence is learned, alright?
Oh, dude, that was so funny because you were so confident. You're like, I traced these symbols and I'm gonna put them right here. And I'm like, the same symbols? You're like, yeah.
Fucked up, alright?
The exact same number, had a same guy.
Yeah, so as you're like looking around there, you're kind of like, investigating, looking through. Go ahead and make a investigation check as you're just kind of going around. Do you have any of those presents?
Yeah.
I'll help her,
You
to
can
go
use
give
them
her
too.
advantage.
What's that?
I'll help her. to go
Yeah,
give her
yeah,
advantage.
give advantage.
Do you want like a bowl?
Yeah, just like a couple. Probably more than a couple, I'm sure. I'm gonna eat
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
You know what? I have lucky, so I can change that. It'll roll away.
So.
16, 17.
17. Is that with his help with advantage?
Mhm.
Okay. And
Oh, my God, it's seven. You know what I rolled the first time?
I saw two.
The first time, yeah. 2 and 6.
I made chocolate for the presents.
Oh, I shouldn't have thought of that burger.
How's it going, Cody?
Why you left?
because I rolled on like a
Yeah,
random
that's
like item generator, and it's like the perfect one for you. You find a vial of like this very opaque, like slightly tinted green liquid. It looks like a fog inside, but as you shake it around, it like swirls like liquid.
Hey, look at this. What is this? See your little thingy.
It's a potion of gaseous form.
Ooh. That's
That
good.
is me.
So when you drink it, you can take the form of gas for an hour.
Yeah.
For an hour.
Wow.
No concentration required.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Mhm.
Alright, so I guess if we're done in the house, we'll go to the where I'm assuming everyone's out at the bodies.
Yeah.
I'd assume so, yeah,
Yeah.
unless someone says differently.
Yeah.
Where'd you go? Yeah, you're helping with the bodies after you left during that conversation?
Yeah, I'm doing what I can just to do normal clerical-ish things, but I know these people aren't like, not followers of Mercule. I know from Xeris that they have some sort of, I'm assuming some sort of tie to Elias or something like that nature, so I'm not gonna do any prayers or anything over them, but whatever I can do to help if it's moving body from A to B, that's what I do. But, you know, a lot more stoic, or not stoic, but
Can I keep an eye out for scry spheres?
Yeah.
I got the set.
What's your passive perception?
Passive is 8 plus your wisdom,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, proficiency plus wisdom.
Oh, okay. 14.
You don't see anything. Well, I mean, you can do actual like perception
Yeah,
checks
I was like, I'll
as you
actually
choose
roll
to,
for it.
but like
Sure.
just like walking around, you don't see it.
I'm gonna also go up
No,
to
I was
Yeah, he is a stat.
Just- say, just give you a hug.
That's a
Say,
big-
It's gonna be okay. She
Yeah.
does not hug you back.
It's okay.
Bored.
No,
She's gonna say, like bored, like sitting bored.
and then like.
But she'll say,
Those are the-
glad you're safe. Maybe it's time to start making some choices to keep you safe. And then she's gonna walk away.
Was very aggressive. You gotta work on your anger management skills, I think, Missy.
You say that out loud.
Yes.
There's a hole in the wall.
I'm gonna get in the middle between the two, just kind of
So what is the
keep Sage away
agenda?
from
So
Cora.
that we can.
What does Sage say? She's gonna stop. She's gonna turn around and she's gonna say, has it occurred to you yet that we are doing everything we can to keep you safe? Has it occurred to you that these people are more interested in killing us all despite what they say? All I want is to make sure we don't lose anybody else. We've lost enough people. And she's gonna turn and she's gonna walk away again.
Then why did you instigate a fight on the boat?
No,
I
no,
think
she's
I
gonna keep
instigated
going.
the fight, actually.
she was just as bad.
I was wrapping her off.
Yeah, she was pretty good. No, you literally
I mean,
started.
I literally started the fight, but.
I mean, I know, but she was just as bad.
Are you gonna get home okay? You see,
Am I
like,
going
walk
home?
away.
Oh, yeah, I'm just walking. Honestly, I probably would go towards the water, so if once we knew everybody that we could keep safe is safe, she probably would go to the ocean, so.
Her
Uh,
emotions flow like water.
Okay, well, Sage is gonna take a little walk.
Time out.
It's gonna be like about an hour walk to get there. If you remember, it's close, but it's still inland.
Call me she'll stop at Beach and say, call me if you need me. We'll just keep going.
Okay. As you're walking, what's your passive perception?
Like 10 plus your perception,
8,
8 plus perception.
no, 8 plus your wisdom modifier,
Oh, yeah,
plus proficiency.
it's a plus 12, so it's a
No, your passive perception.
8 plus my perception modifier?
No,
It's
no, instead of
it's already
wisdom,
gonna-
it's a wisdom modifier.
8 plus, so it's 12. It's my passive,
What's your proficiency?
Believe.
plus 12.
Yeah. For you, proficiency should be 5.
Yeah,
5 or
mine's
6.
5.
So it's 8
Yeah, but
plus.
I took,
Did you take,
This isn't your just normal was she doing perception check? I think it's passive.
I'm
said
proficient
passive.
in perception, that's one of the,
Right, but this is passive, you don't get.
so it's your.
oh, so it's plus 5, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm confused, what are you
So
asking
there's,
me?
so there's passive perception, which is like.
What's your wisdom modifier? Just wisdom.
Plus 5,
Okay,
Yeah.
your proficiency is also plus 5, so
10, 18.
18.
18, okay.
So there's
Sorry.
passive, which is
Okay.
like, if he has a DC that's below your passive, you're already gonna see it.
I get it,
But
okay.
there's your roll, there's add your thing too. So
Okay.
passive is always gonna be 18 for you now,
I got it.
and so
I'm gonna make a note of that, so now I know.
wisdom modifier plus proficiency plus
So
8.
as you're walking towards the water, you hear like the occasional like branch and like the trees kind of sway a bit, and you look up and you see dozens of nests and little like houses built into the trees,
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
and you see the occasional like Aarakocra looking down at you. And a few of them kind of recognize you
Yeah.
from saving them in that house, and they'll like, you hear like this song of ha ha ha, and then they all start like it's like a harmony around
That's so
you,
cool.
and
That's pretty cool.
yeah, and they're all like cheering for you as you walk past.
Oh, well, that's sweet. She's gonna like that. So that makes her cool down a little bit.
Ironically, right? 'Cause it was Kree's, or it was Tristan's character that pissed you off, and Tristan's characters that saved you.
Yeah, that's-
Cooled
You know
down.
what? I am just a full encompassing of characters.
I love it. I think it's great. Sage hates it, but.
It's okay, wait for the next one.
Yeah.
Zaris, what are you doing?
I'm gonna just keep trying to figure out what we're doing with these dead bodies and these injured people. Basically, just tend to the tribe for a while until we figure out what to do next.
Oh, well, excuse me. It sounds like there's kind of a lull at the moment. This will be probably towards like the end of the day, I guess, by this point, after you guys like get all the bodies kind of arranged. And as you guys were inside and, you know, throughout the rest of this day, as you guys have been working to clear the debris and clutter, a lot of the tribespeople from Zaris's tribe use debris from the ship to build these platforms for all 10. And so there's 2 rows of 5 that they carried inside the Colosseum, the fighting pit. And they built all 5 of these kind of pyres inside the fighting pit as an honor to the fact that they were warriors. As the sun starts to set, there's like a big ceremony outside where you hear the occasional like barbarian like kind of like howl almost, and then a bunch of them join in. So if you guys are there as part of like the send-off ceremony, then you'll see a lot of this. Of course, I'm sure Zaris is there. Cora, are you there at the ceremony? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you see, what's her name? Laronia essentially makes a speech addressing the people, and she says, "Those lost today lost fighting for their lives, so that these," and she kind of waves over to you guys who definitely don't look like you belong as part of the tribe. So I assume you're all standing next to each other.
NPCs and cutscenes.
Yeah. So that these individuals can survive. They will not be forgotten. We will avenge them against the Dark Lord Orion. And you hear like they're stomping their feet. We will destroy them. And they start howling and beating their chest now. But now, and everyone stops. A moment to remember. And they all like lean in with their fire and like light up the pyres, and they all like erupt in flames, and everyone's just quiet for the next 5 minutes watching the bodies just burn. Takes a little bit longer than a normal body, being that they're tiefling resistant to flame.
Yeah.
They burned them with ice. No. But it does take a little bit longer, but it's still like a cool ceremony. And they have, it's now like dark outside, so the flames are really what's kind of catching everyone's eye. And at the end, after there's nothing but coals and, you know, burning ends of wood, Laronia looks over at Zaris and says, "Welcome back, the leader of our tribe." And she like waves over to Zaris, and Zaris, address your people.
Holy shit.
So I'm actually gonna kind of be a little bit of a bitch. I'm gonna say this isn't a choice for you to make alone, Laronia. This is a choice the tribe has to make. I need to know that everybody wants me here, that everybody accepts who I am.
one at a time after you say that, starting with Gapron, your son. He like walks up to you. He puts his hand over his chest and he like takes a knee and kind of like bows down. And then single file, everyone. They all come from around and beside you to like stand in front of you. They put their hand on their chest and bow down. And they're all on one knee in front of you. And Laronia says, "They're yours."
They were
We-
never not mine.
And then Laronia does the same, like puts her hand over her heart and bows down.
I've learned a lot in my time away, my tribesmen. But the biggest thing that I've learned is that we're equal and that we all have a say. I'll lead you and I'll take you to the right places and I'll make sure that you're safe. But we do this together now. And we do this without turning our backs on each other. And I'll
You
have
hear-
them all stand.
Yeah, you hear from the background as they stand, you hear like kind of like an echo, you hear chief, 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 and then everyone starts jumping in, chief, 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 chief. And then like everyone's it's like it's booming because they're fucking barbarians. They got deep voices. So they're like, chief, chief, chief. And like there's fire going on behind you guys from the pyres and shit.
So cool.
All right.
Yay!
Little tears coming out of the eye.
And he stands there. He stands there in front of everybody, and you have Laronia on one side and Gaprin on the other side. Okay.
I see you little ghost barbarian.
Oh, I did meant to say that. So as the fires start and the pyres light, before all this ceremony happened with the inauguration of the newfound reclaimed leader, you do see not all of them, but there's a couple of those 10. There's like 3 of the 10 that you see sit up, like their ghost forms, sit up in the pyre and kind of look around and see what's happening. And you just see them kind of put their hand, like head in their hand, as they realize that they've died. And then they kind of crawl off the pyre and just like walk around looking at their friends and family.
Partake and sheep it up.
You do notice that they're also cheering for their chief even in death.
Yeah.
You see a couple of the ghosts like bowed down during the ceremony. Yeah.
Even in death, they'll follow you.
I mean,
And
what
they-
can I say? You know, hey.
But they do see you kind of looking at them. But they don't come to you or ask for help. Well, where are y'all sleeping?
I'm asleep in Malka's bed.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding, I'm not gonna do that.
So she was there the whole time, just in a different
But
room.
I don't know about the tea things.
I will say a little prayer for people that pass on.
Okay,
I mean, there's an empty coliseum.
just camp up.
Yeah.
Yes, Alfie doesn't really need this telling.
Go for it.
Cool. So yeah, everyone. Did you come back for the ceremony, or did you
I
just
wasn't
go?
back. Yeah, I mean,
You went to the water.
yeah, I went to work, that's fine. I assumed either Vitro would tell me this is where we are and I would come back, but I wouldn't like come back for a while. I'd be
Okay.
gone for a while.
Is there anything you do at the water? Like you go inside the water, or you just
Yeah.
sitting there just watching?
No, I probably would go into the water, like, yeah, at some point.
Which shouldn't
Well,
get
now I can
wet.
breathe.
Yeah, it shouldn't get wet, so the
Yeah,
water
so
like parts out of the way.
I would probably go into the water and just maybe swim around. I probably would try to pray at some point, once I cooled off a little bit and
Yeah.
wasn't, so that's it.
Yeah, you're able to pray to Omo, and you feel kind of like the cool like water current of like his presence. You don't get any response. It's still too soon for you to do another divine intervention or
Yeah.
anything, but you do feel his presence, like he answered, and just kind of like, you know, one of those, you know, they're there type
there.
hats, yeah. You know, in the water form.
Yeah.
So that's
king.
yep, yeah. They kind of came to you around in the currents of it. But yeah, that's your own way of kind of expressing and decompressing, I guess, after all that shit.
Yeah.
But you come back, and after a while, and you see everybody kind of. At this point, you probably come back because I mean it's only about an hour walk, so a few hours round trip. You come back, I'd assume after the ceremony, but there's still like a little bit of a party going on, like celebrating, you know, the return of Ceres as their chieftain. So there's probably a little bit of like a surprising amount of like good vibes and happiness and celebration. Like celebrating the lives of those lost and all that. So everyone's kind of partying, having a good time.
And a lot of people survived that shouldn't have, so.
Dude, I was so I rolled the percentage dice to see how many of the 40 died, and I rolled like 76%. I was like, cool. All right, so 3 out of 4.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right. So is there anything you guys need to do tonight before going to bed? Or are we just gonna fast forward to a long rest?
Yeah, might go to work
Yeah.
and Friday
Offered to temporary death.
Before we
Are you
go,
doing anything special? I know you like to do shit. Any
No.
towers or anything like that?
I've used all my high spells.
Okay.
before we go to
I might just be out in the woods, just kind of sitting.
bed, if this is this place deserted, is there like
Mhm.
food or is it?
Yeah, there's food. You guys can totally go into Amalthea's house and
Well, because I was
raid.
create.
There's also that bar, but it's obviously closed. Like no one's in.
I will create like
I can also.
food and water.
Okay.
It makes 45 pounds of food and water. I'll just say like
Yeah,
meat nail. Just-
But there's also a few of the barbarians that went to that tavern that you guys had gone to where you originally saw Derek. Remember he had the key, and you pickpocketed the key. That tavern's not far from here, so a couple of the barbarians went and like stole some kegs and came back. So like there was like barrels of ale and stuff here.
So
So
just kind of create down the line, and like we're all sleeping in this big ass coliseum, and then we're all just kind
I'm
of
gonna
like
stay
pick.
to the forest.
okay.
By yourself?
Why not?
What is wrong with you?
It's not Curse of Strahd. You'll be okay.
Yeah. Larry did that. She's not going into Amalthea's house. It was fine.
I'm gonna go crazy about It's not calling, I grew up in the forest.
That is true. Okay, so yeah, everyone like feasts and have a good night. Everyone goes to bed. Next day you wake up with everything back.
Level 18.
Y'all just leveled up. Y'all just leveled up.
I wish.
I was like,
I'll wake
Yeah.
I'll wake up and.
Trust me, it was tempting to not give you guys another level after defeating Crater, but yeah, you guys just
Plus,
got
if
it.
you
Yeah.
get 15, that means I'd be a tuning.
You mean 21?
I'd be some skipping some stuff.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna spend time talking with the ghost people,
Okay,
just talking to them and, you know, nothing about really RP, but
got it.
just,
Yeah, just kind of hang out with them for a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah, you do your trick where you kind of like focus in on them for a moment and you get their like whole life experiences within a few
I'm
seconds.
practicing is what I'm doing, yeah.
Vitra, while you were sleeping.
What? Oh, shit.
Come on.
I'm totally kidding. You're
Okay.
fine.
I was like, I thought we took
Yeah,
care of that.
We're gonna go into this next campaign. She's traumatized.
God,
Vitra.
I'm gonna choose a character that never goes to sleep.
That's your word.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't need to sleep at all.
Never sleep.
Warforged just sits there. It's like y'all are being weird.
So while Vitra is sleeping. Let's look at this.
You guys probably don't have to sleep, so there you go.
Yeah, I'll find something.
Yeah, let's
Yep, everyone's got their spellies back.
I'll spend an hour when I wake up before everyone kind of starts getting up, and I will put a teleportation circle in the Coliseum. Thanks now.
Like in the middle of the
Yeah,
Coliseum.
just in the middle of the sand, like in the middle, like
Right there.
right there.
Cool. Take that spell slot out. And then,
Maybe we'll just talk through this.
actually, I don't think you have to take the spell slot to draw the circle, do you?
Only if I use it.
Yeah.
It takes an hour for me to draw it.
But remember, there is still a teleportation circle here. It just goes back to the caves.
Yeah, gotcha. This is for us to go from here to home. So
Mhm.
read it, or see what it is.
So, hold on. Yeah. So
And you all died.
you all do feel
Oh.
a tremor in the ground, just slightly. Nothing big, but you feel like a little bit of like a very small earthquake, and then it fades away.
Does it feel familiar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you felt this
No.
before?
I felt this earthquake.
Careful.
Yeah.
Oh, why am I?
Show your eye out, kid.
So what is the next agenda? And I will, when everyone kind of wakes up, if our party gathers together, and the talk with the mafia,
Oh,
went fine, yeah. I wanted to explain myself. I don't know what Cora's reason for staying up than Cora. But there's a part of me that I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know past Wrath. Wrath is my real name, it's just on the sword. Just Wrath is on the sword. So, but I do have memories of the dragon. The dragon has good memories of the mafia. And there is things that have happened to you. And, you know, with the mafia that creates a bad taste. I get that. Now, Wrath now, this me, us, we does not agree with the vision they have in mind. I do like being wild. I like doing what I want. I don't want to believe. Not to diss y'all, but y'all are crazy for believing in people. That's weird. I believe in me. But she did give me this, and I'll hold up the wand. Really, really cool. So I don't know what that means, but it's really cool.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It is cool. It's really strong.
Mhm. Is
I'm also
it
really
gonna-
curious.
Gonna be used against us?
I don't think so. But it could be. I don't plan on using it against you. But the main point of having this conversation is there are 3 questions that she avoided in its entirety. How did she get the soul out of the pyramid? What makes a god a god? What was the other one?
I mean, she kind of didn't tell us really about the dragon scale.
And why the dragon scale is important?
Just that it was.
And that somebody
powerful.
knows how to successfully use it and they're keeping an eye on
Yes, you may know who that person is.
it. Okay.
Who?
Um,
You do know who that is.
Who?
Well, they said she's not an enemy, but it's not an ally, is what she
Yeah,
said.
that sounds right.
But I will say, from my impression, that might be wrong, so get it corrected.
Nope.
There is a little too much concern for me from a god that our party exists. There's always concern of, well, if you don't attack us, we won't have to fight you, which tells me that they don't want to fight us, because that expends resources. So there's gotta be a loophole in there somewhere of, we are actually dangerous. Because if we weren't to them, she'd be like, come fight us, I don't give a shit, I'll kill you right now. But not that they couldn't, no doubt that, I mean,
I think
no doubt that they could,
We do
but
know Orion is weak right now, so if we were to do something.
I'm just saying that there was a little too much interest in, please don't fight us, don't make us kill you. Rather than, oh, you were my children.
Do you think it's because a lot of us have these connections?
I think that's why.
A lot of us have these connections to these gods that defeated Orion in the first place.
Could be.
They all came
Totally
together. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah, she's also your mom.
6.
Yeah,
Orion told.
no, I think that still counts, 6.
Okay.
That's
All
all
of
of
their
those
moms.
people.
Well, all of y'all's
She's
moms.
everyone's mom.
All of y'all's
Also.
moms.
You know that?
Who is?
Does mine actually help them, or is it
So
best?
Amalthea
Mother's
is,
not my mom.
so, oh, that's another question she avoided, by the way. Every god was born with a twin. Orion and Sol, her god and Amalthea, Almo and Alta,
Astra.
Astra, Alta, Astra, something of the stars. So every god was born, it appears, every god was born with a twin, and the only one she wouldn't tell us is Mercury's twin.
That's weird. That's weird.
I was gonna ask if, I probably thought about like knowing about Mercule, is there anything? But if you.
I specifically asked, and she said she didn't want to tell us.
Who's Luna?
We don't know.
I didn't think to ask Luna about my head. But I imagine that there's a copy of Luna as well,
I will.
If-
If religion,
if the pattern consists. So maybe Luna is the twin, I don't know, so, but she said that Amalthea created the characteristics of us, for y'all, and your god created the pure bodies. So the
So
reason
she's
we
a
have greed
designer.
and violence is because of Amalthea,
No.
as well as
That makes
love and all the good stuff as well.
That makes sense. A lot of
And
different-
also, just to make sure all the notes are accurate, I was wrong. It's Asteria,
Asteria, okay.
not Astra.
We were all wrong.
Yes. No, I just said it wrong earlier. You guys were right. I just said it wrong earlier. It's Asteria. So Asteria. The Princess of the Stars.
So that's interesting. So those questions she avoided hard. I don't know if she was pissy or maybe she just didn't want to answer me, but she avoided them hard. So it's there. She didn't want to tell me Mercule, whose brother twin was, which is interesting.
That must be very important.
Yeah.
Why we are seen as.
Dragon scale, I think, is a threat to them
Yeah,
So
so
we
the
can go to
dragons
the
still
caves.
magnify magic.
because she wouldn't tell us why it was important or why she wanted it, other than she
She
didn't want
says
it in the hands of
it's
people.
powerful and she doesn't want it in the hands of people.
It's powerful.
Then what makes a god a god? Because she asked if she could become a god, which is interesting.
I ask questions.
And she wouldn't answer them, what made a god a god? What made it different? Was it just the power level? Was it just divine energy? Was it immortality?
She also might have been annoyed at that point.
Yeah, she might have been one. And then,
The soul,
how
how she got it.
yeah, how she got the soul out of the pyramid, which she avoided, that was the first one she avoided.
Do you think she actually has it?
Well, the soul was used,
Oh,
Right,
right,
for
yeah,
Zechariah.
that's right,
but I was curious on how she got it, if it's in
Yeah.
a place protected by soul,
yeah,
how did she get it?
yeah.
Skills.
Didn't you see what's his name in it?
They did,
Maybe,
Jermaine, yeah.
maybe she,
Because of the shadow.
Maybe we need to talk to Jermaine then.
maybe
So we need to go to the caves, we need to talk to Jermaine.
And she did say that Orion is crippled, so I have time, but I don't know how much time.
Well,
She said not
that's,
much time.
the problem is I just don't, yeah,
But I also don't know if the war, what is gonna happen. I don't know
Right.
if they're gonna go there or they're gonna fight here.
or if there isn't, is there even going to be a war? Like, does Soul have any interest in helping defeat Orion?
I don't, can Soul even come here?
Yes, it doesn't come here.
I mean, it's pretty evident we can't do this on our own, and we can try and
Need more information.
yeah, so if we could try and get our gods to help us, that would be great. But
We can come up with, I guess, certain questions that we can ask each of our gods in order to try and.
I would wanna ask Jermaine, if just point blank, be like, hey, did you give the soul to Morpheus?
yeah,
Cause it's all going in and out.
And also, who is Mercule's counterpart?
Yeah, I would ask that, Andrea,
Dang.
Pretty cool.
cause that's interesting, she avoided that one hard.
Yeah.
But
Once again, take it
I've
out,
been thinking
she
about
might be
this.
annoyed.
Cause
so that one, well, I don't know, but never mind. I wasn't there.
Well, what?
That one, she outright was like, I
No,
don't know
yeah, I'm not telling you that, so.
Alright, so why don't you do like a religion or something like that?
the soul's
Well,
I
there.
feel like we keep talking every time I try and.
Hang on.
I didn't
Oh,
want to cast over, so.
Mhm.
But I mean, I was trying to think like, while they're all talking, I'm trying to think of the essence of duality, which is what I'm getting, Zimmer's getting from this. So he's gonna be like, well, from the depth of the oceans to the highest stars, Homo to Assyria. From spawn of creation, soul, to Orion. I don't know how that necessarily means they're opposites, which doesn't prove that they have to be.
Well, if you take the most base thing, soul is the sun,
Well, Orion was in darkness, was he?
the darkest objective.
True. Malphia was the giver of motion to what? Yvonne? Yvonne. I just haven't written it down, that's why I'm not writing it. Like, to what Yvonne designed, she was the creator of the thing. Then you need to give the thing its ability. So if Mercule guides those at the end of death, what is it that brings the soul to life? I'll try to think of what that is.
The cycle. Reincarnation, look at the world, does that happen here?
Religion's a bad stat, it's not based on anything.
It's not based on
It's
anything.
not based on, it's intelligence based, which you have to study religion, so that makes sense. I've always understood it, but 15,
You're just trying to
Recall the.
you're just trying to figure it out.
well, I'm just trying to figure out because if Mercule exists and his brother was Miriam, right, which we now know as Mesbel, he's the being of dreams.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Now I'm trying to think who's the being of reality. So now you've got nightmares and or dreams because he used to be good under Miriam. So there must be someone of reality.
Really?
Not that there has to be, but Mercule wouldn't necessarily be reality. Death is something we all look at, and that is a bit of reality. But and so I'm just kind of looking for any
Well,
names
Mercule's 'cause
that have ever been capitalized in religious text.
Because he's a facilitator of death, so I wonder if it's looking for a
He's not the, as far as I can tell,
keeper of death.
he's not the person that spawns it. He's just
Right.
there at the last moment.
Right, so
Which means there
someone
must be
who-
somebody there at the
Someone
beginning.
who guides them to life,
You would think.
does Luna do
I don't know if Luna brings people to life.
that? I don't know who does. I mean, because Luna wasn't listed,
that's a good point.
Luna wasn't listed as.
That would be Mercule is higher up on the list than we think.
He's so passive. Which is,
You can get past
I mean,
that,
well,
yeah.
he was given a job that no particular god wants, and I think he's
Yeah.
embraced that regardless of what happens, he's going to get his.
Mhm.
You can always just talk to him.
I did a few, just
It's-
2 days ago, so
Yeah,
I
it's not as easy as that.
I can
Yeah.
get some general yes and no's. But even I have slowly worked out too many favors, I think, and getting down to it.
Yeah.
So I guess that 15 doesn't really give me too much.
You don't know shit.
Damn it.
I can, we can
I
message Jermaine, let's see what Jermaine is doing.
He would probably be way more literate in the ins and outs of all gods.
Do I
He might
have
be a
any
little more
memory,
elected.
or do I remember anything from my schooling days, the list of all the gods or religious studies and stuff like that?
Maybe if you were paying attention in school.
I'm very smart than you, am I?
She's going.
Yeah,
for it.
that's not what I said.
What would it be exactly?
History
check.
History check, for
check.
sure.
Was it history or religion? I said religion.
If she's
right
trying to
now.
remember what she learned in school, it's history.
27.
That's pretty good memory.
Yeah.
What are you trying to remember?
I'm just trying to.
Which one are you
remember-
trying to remember?
Like specifically, I'm trying to remember one, if we discuss all the gods in the
No.
world, known in the world, and like their connections with every, like who seems to be connected with what kind of,
You did.
okay. And did I remember specifically?
I'm asking like, because you guys have asked a few different questions.
Specifically,
For
I'm
that
trying to
role, I'm
see-
gonna give you one answer. You don't get all of it. So
Oh,
which
okay.
one are you most interested in?
I'm
And
most
that's the one that
interesting
remembers.
if who is Mercule's
Counterpoint.
counterpart?
Mercule's counterpart. You should already know that.
So I do know that. So there's no.
Miriam,
Oh, huh? Oh.
Mesbel.
Okay, so,
Oh, okay.
alright, that's weird.
It doesn't always have to mean opposite.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I was trying to reason with, like, well, if his brother, like, what is it that makes that duality a thing?
So it doesn't, okay.
Maybe the reality of death and dreams is whatever you want to be versus death is, that's a finite. So that makes sense.
So, Those are the questions that
Why
they
would-
would
Why would
probably.
she know until she already knew that we've seen him? We've dealt with it before.
Yeah, I'm not sure why she would have avoided that.
Mind games, I don't know.
Could be. Well, there's something she hasn't told us, like maybe there was triplets.
Could be, maybe there's a third.
They're very
I don't
well
know.
could be,
No, we don't know.
No idea.
because my God is fourth child of woman, so that means there's three more.
Are they actually the child, or they just came afterwards?
She said she was. I believe her, but, you know,
Well, I mean, Mercule, Mesgul, Miriam, Malthea, and, you know. That's
Almo
four.
was before them.
Almo. Okay, well, then even then there's four, because Malthea's like technically a demon, right? Or like,
No, she's gone.
She's got us.
goddess, okay.
Okay, so.
I need a hierarchy tree.
Are
does it?
those
After the
only-
campaign, you'll get one.
Are those the only 5 kids of Solomina?
That we know of.
So we have Miriam,
But is Malthea really?
Do I remember how many kids they had?
Mercule.
She said she was the fourth in the first.
15.
First
Maybe
daughter.
we're thinking this is slightly, maybe this is like this is a classical Montague and Capulet family thing. Maybe
Two
Sol,
sides.
there's another side of the Orion and Malthea and their children.
Maybe.
Gets a little crazy. sticky.
Before the Coliseum, I wanna do a scribe on Jermaine.
You saw us last time.
That's okay.
You don't wanna do it on Ryan?
Job was
That's right, the soul's gone. We might as well just spy on him.
If you see that, you can always talk to him. Like anything else.
Can
Can I get you a bottle of Chianti?
I'm still getting used to the new one, guys, stop forgetting me.
All right, so what the hell are you doing?
Scribe on Jermaine,
Oh, starting on Jermaine.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
DC 21 now.
He rolled 3, so
Okay.
he's not that good. So Jermaine is somewhere you've seen him before at the Blue Pearl.
He is a drinker. It is first thing in the morning.
I think he's a man of habit.
What is he doing then?
Actually, that's a good point. It's like first thing in the morning. He wouldn't be there. That's just usually where he goes.
Even with time.
I mean, he can still be there, that's fine, I just,
Usually.
No, that wouldn't make sense.
in this cot.
Yeah, he's probably not up yet. He's probably still in his room, so he's probably sleeping in his chambers inside that like academ like tower. That's where I would imagine.
Can you wake somebody up in ascending? I think I remember
Sending.
if they get ascending if they're asleep.
They can receive sending it unconscious, yeah. Just whether or not they can respond depends on how they're unconscious.
Hey, Zimro, how close with Jermaine are you?
I knew he existed.
Okay, but you didn't really like, no. Cool, I'm gonna send ascending to Jermaine.
He's a bright monk, which maybe at some point in time I would have seen once, but I don't recall being there the last time I was there.
I'm gonna send one to Jermaine.
Okay.
And say, hey Jermaine.
Why are you talking?
Hey Jermaine. Couldn't strike myself.
Hey, Jermaine.
Why did you give the soul to Amalthea? How did you get into the pyramid?
Whoa.
Make an intimidation check with this. Or a performance, whatever you want to do.
Jermaine changed your role.
That's true.
Some of them are cute.
Oh, it's a performance.
Right, exactly. Easy.
10.
Oh, God. So, yeah, no.
That's not good.
Great.
You don't really get any sort of
Oh.
response, yeah. You see him kind of like stir a little in his sleep, but it doesn't wake him up because he's not scared.
This is how you
He's just-
imagine.
Low-key then.
I know, I'll do another one. Why did you betray Soul? and giving the soul to Amalthea.
Ooh.
You can reply to this.
Damn, that's such a good question. Holy shit.
Oof. You see his eyes like open. He starts to look around.
And that's my shit, back off.
Corner go, ooh.
It's more like,
Yeah, okay.
What did you do?
I don't know if that counts as words.
leave it to the.
Yeah, fun times.
Do you want me to, I don't know if you need to roll again, I'll still go with the 10 if that's fine, but,
No, I mean he's awake now.
okay.
He's awake. He's not responding because he thinks it was a dream, but he is awake. He's like, he looks scary.
You sure did come to training.
Yeah, but you know what, that gives you, that at least lets you know and confirms that you
Yeah,
did do that.
hold on. Sending is level 3, right?
Mhm.
I'll do it one more time. Answer me, Jermaine. But why did you betray
But answer me very quickly and within 25 words.
Why did you betray Soul?
Well, interestingly enough, it's a long story, so let me start at the beginning. I'm just kidding.
And giving that item to Amalthea. Or is her name? I don't think, I remember her name being Lilith, but do we know that that was her name?
Nope.
Okay. So yeah, Amalthea.
And not Lilith, it was Persephone.
Persephone, okay.
I know, I don't remember.
I was like,
I thought it was Lilith, but I
Lilith is, in the TV series.
Let me give you a quick
Sabrina.
picture.
Sabrina is Lilith.
Lilith is in a lot of
Just-
shows. That's like a very common demon name. Like,
But yeah, so you can reply to this message.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Voice.
City doesn't know what we're talking about.
Like your insight check?
I'm literally watching him as I'm doing this.
You can totally insight check him. He is terrified.
I'm assuming he's not projecting this out.
Yeah, I was there.
Oh, well, I mean, if I'm watching him, I can insight check him.
Yeah, you want to insight check him? That's fine.
Okay.
Give it an insight.
I like that I don't do scrying in my head, that I would always do it in the big orb for
Yeah.
everybody to see.
That's a generous thing from me.
Thank you.
You said what, for what did I need? Oh, insight. That's a 15. Oh, insight.
Let's see what you got.
I rolled really bad, so it's also
I mean, even with that roll, it looks like he's telling the truth.
Okay.
He looks like he's literally scared out of his mind. Like he just like woke up and thinks he's in a nightmare right now. Like he's like, he was just dreaming and now there's talking in his head, which he hasn't like fully come to like the realization that it's sending because he just woke up. He's like,
Right, so he may not register the question because he just woke up, but that doesn't mean he's actually telling the truth.
I will say,
I'm just saying from what you can tell from the insight check.
what if it wasn't Jermaine, but somebody who looked like Jermaine coming out?
Who can change their appearance?
It's very possible that in her magic, she convinced him.
Yeah.
And now he doesn't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Modified memory is something that the gods do enjoy.
Apparently.
What?
Curse.
You could
Curse.
I'm not gonna do it again. I'm
Do what again?
gonna talk to him.
No, that's-
How did you get into the pyramid?
Yeah, I think it was fun.
Anybody could go.
I feel like he's gonna say,
Pyramids, there's no pyramids.
I'll do Sipy, and there's no masking the voice.
Gotta do.
That's my first word. To do. Are you aware, Jermaine, that you've gone against Soul, giving Amalthea Orion's soul? How did you get inside? Do you remember doing so?
You can reply to this.
You can reply to this message.
that has to be the title of this episode.
Yeah, nothing else important has happened.
You can reply
No.
Ooh, chief.
He says, I've never been inside the pyramids.
Oh, that's why. Or,
Liar.
you know, he doesn't.
Liar.
No one can get inside the pyramids. I know this voice.
Okay,
We've seen you.
that's all. I'm not gonna reply back. He knows it's me.
I can't do anything.
And then as soon as he recognizes the voice, you see him, and then he dispels the.
Ah,
You might not really remember.
I think
right, but he's being used, so we have,
he's definitely been used.
yeah, bud.
We're gonna go first one.
But that also means that Malkia
Yeah.
couldn't get into the pyramids.
No,
She's
Someone got in.
Cause she's
Well,
weak.
no,
no.
we go find her, Rachel.
No. I'm also weak. I'm also weak.
The guy who created the pyramids had his tongue removed, right?
I thought Soul
I thought
created
Soul
the pyramids.
created
He like sent them down.
Right, but wasn't
It's
the
like
guy
here.
who
You're talking
wrote
about the priest?
the book? Yeah, he had his tongue removed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that maybe he read the text that trapped the soul of Orion, and they removed his tongue to prevent him from speaking it ever again?
That's possible.
Maybe that even kept Amalthea out of it somehow. Maybe gods themselves aren't allowed to go inside. The only people that would probably know
I mean, we can go read the book again.
in the book was hardly translatable.
And
Nearly killed us.
Not us.
Nearly killed me.
Well, we can just try and
We
go
could,
inside the pyramids.
we know what to expect if we go read the book. We could always go into the pyramids. If we go read the book, then you might not like this. But as you get hit with lightning, we'll just keep healing you.
Says in here.
But I mean, I haven't sort of leveled up.
But we can just go talk to Jermaine
So,
and do greater restoration.
Jermaine doesn't, and we could do that,
But
but
restores
The easiest course of action would
Like
probably
Lucas or.
speak with
Yeah.
Jermaine and see if he can get us in, or go himself and realize
And
what
we-
has happened.
I mean, we can, I mean, he knows that we've been scrying on him. We can tell him, we've seen you.
Now we feel stealthy about it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
maybe he spoke to someone and he remembers that.
I mean, yeah, we can tell him like, we've seen you.
Go
go
inside the
in.
pyramid.
We've
Come
seen
out.
you go in.
No, I'm super sneaky.
Yeah.
Super sneaky.
You guys didn't see
So, I mean,
nothing.
we know that you've been in.
So our options are go talk to Jermaine, go straight into the pyramids, or go read the book, and either way we're going to job.
Or we go to the caves
Uh,
in Athos and see what.
well, we gotta save Harrison's daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, she's safe from where she's at.
Honestly. I think we should go to Jarvan first.
Okay.
Remember, last time we were in Jaru, me and Teacher might have been seen.
You're like royalty there, you're fine.
Yeah, but y'all were trying to get the book.
I'll just disguise you.
Mm.
It's fine.
I can also myself.
Yeah, see, boom.
All
I
right.
mean, that was.
Everyone get around.
Do you have a weighted, yeah.
I was trying, yeah.
Do you have a way to get us there?
As a high level wizard, there's nowhere he cannot go.
Yeah.
Jaru, we go.
Cool.
Jaru.
So he uses his new wand, and it's
Oh, God.
Please don't tell me
Oh, I'm
what
just-
we're going to
just
do.
give me
know.
the description.
I've
He uses
never
the
done
new wand, and it creates like this awesome like streak of like purple lightning in the sky for just a second, and then it down on the teleportation circle, and it like zaps everybody. And you guys like in the past when you've done the teleportation, you're like for a moment like floating through this like weird astral ethereal place, not astral ethereal place. This time it's just like, and you poof and you look around. It was like instant.
That's cool.
Or put us right outside like the
You're
town
like-
walls, like off to the side, not by the gate, so we have to walk around to the gate, but.
Got it. We're so you guys poof and arrive at or in Jaru. Something different than the last time you were here is as you look over the city. Well, as you look around, you're in a freaking desert, right? But as you look over the city, it looks like there's a storm. Like just on the outside of the city, kind of moving in. You can kind of see that rain that looks from a distance where it looks like it's like a wall of mist. That's kind of what you can see over on the distance.
Is that odd? In a
Very
desert?
odd.
Yeah.
You lived here for a couple years.
Yeah.
You've never seen a drop of rain.
I mean, it's a desert, I don't,
Yeah.
Exactly.
but what's over there? Is it stationary, is it
Nope,
moving?
it looks like it's moving from the moment you saw it.
Oh.
Looks like it's coming towards dirt.
Fast.
Not very fast.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like, it's just
No,
like.
that's what I was wondering, if it was
rain.
like.
I
You
see.
see like the occasional lightning going through, it's just like storm clouds. Like it doesn't look like anything menacing, it's just
No.
odd because it's in
Yeah,
the desert. But we will call it here. This is a good spot to end.
No.
It's a good place to end. I promise.
Whatever.
Okay, so Trey, our chief.
Chief.
All right, we'll catch you later. I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording now.
Yeah.